800-597-9187 for your free tax lien kit now. Individual results may vary.
At any time in Texas, it can feel like the change of the seasons. But I'll tell you what, as we work our way into springtime, Abacus Foundation has been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. And with a warmer temperature and additional moisture, oh my, the foundations can be rocking and rolling. So if you got cracks in the sheetrock or doors that are sticking, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. These are the people I call. These are the folks who have been to my house. These are the folks who will not give you a foundation job you don't need, but will tell you exactly what's going on. Now, if you do need a new foundation, you got the Millennium Composite Pilings, the strongest, and folks at Abacus are the only folks offering it. And get this, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. AbacusFoundationRepair.com. Lifetime warranty, transferable, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
And now I will tell you about something medically that works. How was that for an intro? I'm about to say it because I never really thought I would. I took Relief Factor as the first pain reliever I would ever endorse because of how it worked for my wife and my colleague Hugh Hewitt. Well, now I can tell you that this thing is just short of some sort of miracle. See, I had an ongoing pain, not terrible, just a pain. I simply assumed I would just live with it. Then I got some knee pain as a result of some of my workouts, so I decided I would take it for the knee pain, and now both are gone. That's why I think of this as sort of a miracle drug. ReliefFactor.com. All I ask is that you visit their website, and then you decide whether or not you try it out. Clearly, it can't help everybody. There is no such thing. But it certainly helps a lot of people, and now I can include me as one of them. So go to ReliefFactor.com.
This is Ed Rollins. President Donald Trump has nominated Neil Gorsuch for the Supreme Court. And we need millions of Americans to pick up the phone right now and to deliver your voice directly to your senator. This is the most critical moment in modern history that will define the future of our country. Radical liberals like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi have vowed to block President Trump's nomination by all means possible. We need millions of Americans to call 800-939-5885 to send your voice directly to your senator to demand the immediate confirmation of Judge Gorsuch to the Supreme Court. This could be the most important phone call you will ever make for the future of our country. Please call 800-939-5885 and put the pressure on the U.S. Senate to confirm President Trump's nominee. Again, call 800-939-5885. Please help pressure the Senate to confirm Neil Gorsuch and help Donald Trump make America great again. Call now.
Paid for by Great America PAC, which is responsible for the content of this message. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. GreatAmericaPAC.com.
Ready and reliable, anytime, night or day. When your plumbing's got problems or your drains are clogged, that's when you need AAA. You go to AAA-auger.com.
Is your water heater tired from the winter? With the increased load on heaters during colder seasons, minerals and sediments accumulate at a much faster rate in the tank itself. Flushing your water heater now will go a long way in maximizing the life of your tank. So for a limited time only, Reliable Red and his crew of professionally licensed plumbers are offering a residential water heater flush service for only $1979. If you need a plumber fast, call AAA Auger Plumbing Services. Some restrictions may apply. License N37445.
When your plumbing's got problems or your drains are clogged, go to AAA-auger.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Report with John Davis Tier Radio on 660 AM.
You are listening to the Wells Reports. My name is Trump. Shows up with a proposed budget involving steep cuts to the Department of State. Most other agencies, we're going through some of those today. Let's see, the Department of the Treasury, Community Development Financial Institution grants, $210 million. The budget says the 23-year-old program to support community banks and credit unions is obsolete. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency gives up the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative, $40 million. The Chesapeake Bay Restoration Initiative, $14 million. The Trump budget turns over responsibilities for those efforts to state and regional governments. Good. 50 other EPA programs, $347 million, including Energy Star targeted airshed grants, endocrine disruptor screening program. Oh, yeah. And infrastructure assistance to Alaska Native villages and Mexico border, all coming out of the EPA. Let's see. National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, the Office of Education. The Trump budget says it duplicates efforts by the agency's Science Mission Directorate. Okay. Let's see. Independent agencies and commissions. There are a whole bunch of those. There's 62 altogether. The Office of Management and Budget Director, Mick Mulvaney, he's, like I said, he's a tough guy. He is pretty darn sure that the budget will increase spending on defense while reducing the size of government by cutting wasteful spending. This is the America First budget, Mulvaney said. In fact, we wrote it using the president's own words. We went through his speeches, articles that have been written about his policies. We talked to him. We wanted to know what his policies were. We turned those policies into numbers. The budget will increase defense spending by $54 billion. Spending on border security and enforcement will also be increased. The Department of Defense is estimated to receive a 10% budget increase. The Department of Homeland Security is expected to receive a 6% budget increase. Boy, I sure would like to know how they're spending their money. Sure would. We've worked very closely with the Defense Department to make sure a couple of things, that this funds their needs, but does so in a responsible fashion in terms of what they can actually spend this year. The Defense Department has told us this is the amount of money they need and they can spend effectively. We're not throwing money after a problem and claiming that we've fixed it. Let me get to Harland and Gun Barrel City. Lots of people talking about the budget today. Harland, what do you think?
I think it's superb. I'm calling on my Patriot mobile phone, by the way.
There you go.
Listening, I'm not in favor of his tariff program, but when I listen to how he lays this budget, it reminds me of the movie Dave, where he lays down very practical approaches to how you cut budget. And I'm thinking when Nancy Pelosi hears about this budget, she'll have some more plastic surgery just to get over the grief of it.
I don't know about that. All I can say is that I think this is better. At least what's going to end up happening is, and I think it's been said at least once already today, hey, we're $20 trillion in the debt. We're $20 trillion in debt. We've got to do something about it. And I think that's practical, straightforward, understandable, messages from the executive branch that we need to hear. Hey, it's going to be tough for a while. The government dole is not going to be as delicious as it used to be. Come on, that was good. That was pretty good. By the way, in case you're wondering, the Trump administration has completely written off the entire budget for the federal strained pun program. So there's another way for me to lose money. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Mulvaney said the budget would allocate $1.5 billion this year and $2.6 billion in 2018 to build a southern border wall, and would fund tests to determine the cost efficiency, safety, and effectiveness of different types of barriers. Mulvaney noted that the full budget released in May would include cost projections over a 10-year window. They usually do that. I know it's been a long time since we've actually had a federal budget, but, here you go. The spending increases on the administration policy priorities will be matched dollar for dollar with spending reductions on other programs. We plus up the defense top line by $54 billion, but you will, in other parts of the budget, find a corresponding $54 billion worth of reductions, said Mulvaney. So let's talk a little bit about some pretty serious liberal golden geese, or shall we say sacred cows. President Trump's first budget blueprint is calling for the elimination of federal funding for a host of arts and humanities programs, as the new administration seeks to redirect taxpayer dollars to defense. The blueprint released by the White House proposes to eliminate funding for the National Endowment for the Arts, the National Endowment for the Humanities, and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which sends some money to PBS and National Public Radio. What do you think about that? There are a lot of liberals that are going to be going, we're getting rid of the art. We're getting rid of the arts. No, we're not getting rid of the arts. The arts aren't going anywhere. The funding is coming from a different source. Federal funding of arts programs, including money for public radio and television, has been the target of Republican administrations and congressional budget hawks for decades. Mitt Romney said during his 2012 presidential campaign that the test of a program's value was whether it was so critical that it's worth borrowing money from China to pay for it. There you go. Supporters of public funding for the arts have fought challenges for years, but this year could be different, with Republicans controlling the budgetary levers at both ends of Pennsylvania Avenue. The president finally got to the point where he said, do I really want to make those coal miners in West Virginia, or the auto worker in Ohio, or the single mom in Detroit pay for the National Endowment of the Arts and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting? The answer is no, said White House Budget Director Mike Mulvaney during an appearance on Fox and Friends. Like I said, I like this guy. I really do. Patricia Harrison, president and CEO of the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, set her hair on fire and then just started talking in apocalyptic terms. The cuts would initially devastate and ultimately destroy public media's role in early childhood education, public safety, connecting citizens to our history, promoting civil discussions. Civil discussions? Has she listened to civil discussions lately? There's no civility in these discussions. What are you talking about? All for Americans in rural and urban communities. What will we ever do without the Corporation for Public Broadcasting? I mean, come on. Do your funding like other 501c3s. Go ask for money. But you might want to give the IRS a heads up first. I hear it's really hard to get a 501c3 these days. By the way, the Public Broadcasting Act of 1967 created the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, the largest single source for funding for public radio, television, and related other services. In 2016, the CBP received $445 million. Wow. There were $4 trillion in the budgetary pie, and the CPB, I'm trying to figure out, it got 1/6 of it. Wow. National Endowment of the Arts Chairman Jane Chu, an Obama administration holdover, told staff she was disappointed by the Trump administration budget blueprint, but added she looked forward to working with the Office of Management and Budget to prepare information they have requested, and she would operate as usual until cuts were actually made. That is how you're supposed to do this business, this transition business. That's how you do it. Jane Chu solved the code. She's going to work with the OMB to prepare information they've requested and would operate as usual until cuts were actually made. Good for her. See, for you deep state people, that's what Americans sound like. That's what Americans actually do. Yeah, they put their politics, they leave their politics in the car when they walk into the office. Yeah, because they realize the bureaucrats are bureaucrats. They're not politicians. Wow. She then noted that the National Endowment for the Arts as a government agency is prohibited from engaging in advocacy either directly or indirectly, but would continue our practice of educating about the NEA's vital role in serving our nation's communities. The National Endowment of the Arts as a federal government agency is prohibited from engaging in advocacy either directly or indirectly. The NEA's primary mission is to provide grants to museums, symphony orchestras, as a means to encourage individuals and institutional developments of the arts. The NEA also distributes funds to individual artists and to state arts agencies. In fiscal 2014 and 2015, the NEA had a budget of $146,021,000. That's according to the NEA's latest fiscal statement. The NEA has long been a target of fiscal and social conservatives whose opposition reached their peak in the 1980s after several controversial arts and projects received federal funding. Yeah. Truly, truly annoying. I'm telling you, this is what happens. You abuse a project and they take it away from you. All right. Let me explain this hard power budget thing. This is a Mick Mulvaney thing again. Trump's director of Office of Management and Budget described the proposal as a hard power budget, meaning Trump administration will prioritize defense spending over diplomacy and foreign aid. The blueprint features the broad strokes of Trump's plan to dramatically remake the federal government, slashing EPA funding by 31%, State Department by 28%, HUD by 13.2%, while zeroing out funding for the Corporation of Public Broadcasting, the Institute of Museum and Library Services, the National Endowments for the Arts, and the United States Institute of Peace, among others. Presidential budget plans outline the administration's priorities, but have to be approved by Congress, are always changed in the process. All you're trying to do at this particular moment is put some markers on the table and say, hey, here's what I'd like to do. I think what President Trump wants to do is he wants to leave a balanced budget somewhere on the White House grounds. That's what I think he wants. He wants to try to put a balanced budget together, and I hope he's successful. I do. The core of the first budget blueprint is the rebuilding of the nation's military without adding to the federal deficit. That's the intent. House Speaker Paul Ryan, who will be tasked with working with the White House to push the proposal through Congress, applauded the budget. I welcome the president's blueprint for next year's budget, which turns the page from the last 8 years. I look forward to reviewing this with the Appropriations Committee and our entire conference. Good. That's actually the way you're supposed to do it. I kind of like that. Yeah, that's the way you're supposed to do it. In case you don't know what real politics sounds like, that's the way it's supposed to sound. Of course, the Washington Post has never seen a Republican victory that it didn't want to stomp on. Some of President Trump's best friends in Congress sharply criticized his first budget, with defense hawks saying the proposal hike in the Pentagon spending wasn't enough. Rural conservatives and others attacked plans to cut a wide range of federal agencies and programs. Yeah, let's take them back to the states. Okay, where we can actually keep our eye on the funding. How about that? I think that's a good idea. Economists are forecasting economic growth in the United States to rise by 2.4% in 2017 and by 2.5% in 2018. That would get us some very, very impressive growth numbers. Interesting way of putting that. Yeah. Since the election of Donald Trump, the stock market has soared, bond yields have risen. The economists have raised their forecast for economic growth and inflation. People are getting hired again. What do some of the Congress people around Texas think? I'll have a cavalcade of those next. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet. So the topic is foot pain, but it could be much more than that. Heel pain, hip pain, back pain, knee pain, it's all interconnected, and you get the arch support situation fixed, and you are walking and working and living and traveling pain-free. GoodFeetDFW.com to learn more. GoodFeetDFW.com. Our shoes don't always have the right amount of arch support, so you go to Good Feet, get the arch support, get the inserts to slide into your shoes, and men, women, comfy shoes, athletic shoes, dress shoes, high heels, they all feel so much better. You will love it. You'll live the life you love with the help of Good Feet. GoodFeetDFW.com, GoodFeetDFW.com. They are in Plano. They are in Southlake. They are in Fort Worth. Southlake's open noon to 5 on Sundays. So learn more at GoodFeetDFW.com, GoodFeetDFW.com. 20 years of experience helping your feet feel better. GoodFeetDFW.com, Plano, Fort Worth, Southlake, GoodFeetDFW.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I had gout in both my knees, and it's gone.
Well, I'm pretty stupid. I should have ordered it 15 years ago. It's the most effective product that I've ever bought in my life.
He had eczema on his hand, and it cracked for years. He did anything from doctor, every cream, everything. And 3 months on the veggies and fruit, it was gone.
They're just awesome. They keep asking me, what am I doing? I told them what I did with my cholesterol. I had the blood test, right? And it went down 100 points. 262, now it's 162. Everything is just perfect.
Balance of Nature is celebrating its 20th anniversary by providing you the best offer they've ever given. 2 free months of fruits and veggies and free shipping. Call now for details. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
I'm Aaron Katz. I owned AABC Appliance and Air Conditioning, the company with the little red trucks. I don't fix appliances anymore, but if you've got a stuck or struggling business of any kind, I can help you fix and grow it, and it won't cost you a dime out of pocket. I started in Dallas repairing refrigerators back in the 70s out of the trunk of my car. Soon I had branches in 5 states, and when I sold AABC, we had over 65 service trucks and more than 100 employees in Dallas alone. I've got over 40 years of experience in running and building businesses, and over the years I became an expert at marketing, advertising, and growing businesses. If you're having problems finding and keeping customers, increasing sales, maximizing profits, or any of the other challenges faced by small business owners, I can help. Now, I said it won't cost you anything right now. That's because I insist on being paid only if I produce results. If I do, we'll share in your success. Call me at 214-526-3990. That's 526-3990. Give me a call and let's talk.
Did you know that every dollar you invest in real estate makes you money 5 ways? Cash flow, money in your pocket each month. Equity capture, the thousands of dollars you create when you have the right team and buy the right property using the right map. Appreciation, real estate can increase in value over time. Equity buildup, renters pay down your mortgage each month. And finally, the tax advantage. When done correctly, real estate investors pay no taxes on our cash flow and capital gains. At Lifestyles Unlimited, these are the 5 ways we make money in real estate, which is why real estate accounts for more millionaires in the world today than any other investment vehicle. You should have some real estate in your portfolio. To learn how to attend a Lifestyles Unlimited free workshop, call 866-971-8970 or go to lifestylesunlimitedDallas.com and register for the next available workshop. That's 866-971-8970 or go to lifestylesunlimitedDallas.com.
It's the end of quarter clearance sale at Lumber Liquidators. Now's your chance to get unbeatable deals on more than 40 million square feet of beautiful top quality floors, like 5-inch wide pre-finished gunstock oak for just $149, and more than 230 other styles of pre-finished hardwood up to 26% off. 55 styles of North American and European laminate up to 28% off. Get 10% off distressed Virginia Millworks hardwood and all of Vela wood look tile, plus more from 59 cents and special financing. The end of quarter clearance sales going on now at Lumber Liquidators.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. John David Wells at your service. Thanks for joining us. We are here, and we'll be talking more a little bit about what some of the congressmen around North Texas have thought about the about the president's budget. If you have something you'd like to say about the budget, that'd be wonderful too. Do you believe that it's going to be possible to cut the American budget down, the government budget? Do you think it's even going to be possible? I mean, think about the fact that 2/3 of the budget is mandatory spending. How did we get ourselves into that mess? Well, Social Security is mandatory spending. Are you willing to walk away from the, $100,000 you've thrown at that program? I'm not sure I am. although I would trade my interest in the Social Security program for a reasonable amount in treasury bonds. In case somebody from Social Security just happens to be listening, if you guys would like to let me sign off of Social Security by giving me some treasury bonds, $100,000. $100,000's worth. That's probably about half of what I've got into treasury bonds, into Social Security. I'm just thinking that maybe I could take half in treasury bonds. What do you think? Is that a good plan? Yeah. Just give people the option. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. You're listening to the Wells Report. We'll be back with more coming up in just a moment.
Hi, everybody. Dennis Gibbs here. You know, the boat guy. Talking about boats, boating, lakes, marinas, and, well, if it floats, we talk about it. The advice we give is the best you will ever hear. They call it expert advice. Between myself, Boating Royalty, Lake Level Ginger, and Brother Strick, you hear only intelligent talk. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer, the Big Boat and Outdoor Show brought to you by DallasBoatsForSale.com.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Fellow Americans, the time is now to protect your retirement accounts with physical gold. If you currently have a 401k, IRA, or other type of retirement account, then listen closely to this special announcement from GSI Exchange. The current political climate is creating more gridlock, uncertainty, and instability for global markets and the continued slow death of the U.S. dollar. Call GSI Exchange now at 800-909-1394 to receive our new special edition Gold and Silver Investment Guide. Learn how converting your IRA and 401k to physical gold can help you save your retirement and put you in control of your future instead of the banks. GSI is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Call GSI Exchange now at 800-909-1394. Find out how you can get $1,500 in free gold or silver delivered directly to your home with your qualified transfer. Call 800-909-1394. 800-909-1394.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The GOP healthcare bill clears a hurdle.
It was a very close vote. In the House Budget Committee, which has to tee this up, 19-17. There were 3 Republican defections. all conservatives, members of the Freedom Caucus, who voted no. Had you had one more Republican defection in the Budget Committee, that would have been it.
Fox's Chant Peregrine, the bill now moves to the House floor. Democratic lawmakers voicing opposition to the president's $1.15 trillion proposed budget. Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen says when it comes to America's infrastructure, it comes up short.
This is where the rubber hits the road. This is the budget that's supposed to outline the president's priorities. And clearly they're saying one thing and doing something very different.
The budget includes $54 billion more for the military. A New York City EMT is dead after being run over by a stolen ambulance. Another EMT is hospitalized. The driver of the stolen ambulance is in custody. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Stimulating talk. 660 AM. The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. So, how's the Trump presidency working out for everybody so far?
Every presidency gets a first wave of serious reviews after the first 100 days, so we thought we would do that at a great event. And you're invited. Hi, I'm John David Wells, and we want to welcome you to President Trump, the first 100 days.
Brought to you by Southwest Office Systems and 660 AM The Answer, Tuesday night, April 18th, the Eisman Center in Richardson. JD and I welcome our network buddy Mike Gallagher and special guest Senator Ted Cruz.
Tickets start at just $19. Backstage VIP at $135.
Tickets on sale now at 660amtheanswer.com. We'll be looking for you Tuesday, April 18th at the Eisman Center in Richardson.
President Trump, the first 100 days. Join Mark Davis and me, John David Wells, along with Mike Gallagher and Senator Ted Cruz. Get your tickets right now at 660amtheanswer.com.
660 AM The Answer and Southwest Office Systems present President Trump, the first 100 days, made possible by our national tour sponsor, MyPillow. Visit MyPillow.com and type in discount code 100 days to buy the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
Attention homeowners, if you're buying a new home or refinancing your present one and you haven't locked in a low rate from Guaranteed Rate, don't miss out. Visit rate.com today. While the Fed recently decided not to increase interest rates, that isn't likely to last. They have 3 interest rate increases penciled in for 2017. So if you want to potentially save thousands of dollars, visit rate.com and lock in your low rate with Guaranteed Rate today. Type RATE.com directly into your address bar to find and lock in a perfect loan for you at a low rate. You may be surprised by just how much money you could save. Don't wait for the Fed to raise rates. Go to rate.com now to lock in your low rate with Guaranteed Rate. Don't wait. Go to rate.com today. Terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will be approved for financing. Call 1-888-672-1234 for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. NMLS ID 2611.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Simple Sleep, inviting you to make 2017 the year for a healthier you with healthier sleep. Snoring is not just evidence that, hey, you're really sleeping soundly. It is evidence that there's something the matter. It's an interruption. Sleep apnea is a barrier to the proper amount of air, oxygen, getting to your heart, getting to your bloodstream. Let's fix this. Surgery will fix it, but who wants surgery? CPAP device, big old helmet and hose. Now keep going. Simple Sleep Services offers the best way. The Somnodent device. It's what they did for me. Simple oral appliance. You pop it in, kiss your wife goodnight, and boom. Silent night, even when it's not Christmas. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Great people to deal with. Insurance covers it. Dallas and Fort Worth. Let's call them. 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. If you don't want surgery and the CPAP thing's a deal breaker, 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com.
I used to play a lot of sports in college, but when I got older, my legs started to burn and ache, making it hard to work out. Then I noticed those varicose and spider veins. I couldn't believe it. I thought this only happened to my mom and her friends.
The professionals at Vein Clinics of America have performed over 1 million personalized procedures for their patients, making them the largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring your legs back to health in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I called Vein Clinics of America, and they fixed my legs. No more ugly veins. Now I can run and do squats again.
Guys, get back in the game. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation with one of our doctors and learn how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call now. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Attention, this is an investor notice. Are you interested in making some extra cash buying real estate tax liens? Then listen to this. The Government Tax Lien Network is offering a free tax lien kit, which contains 2 DVDs and a step-by-step report that will show you how to earn guaranteed returns between 15 and 35% yearly, which is completely secured by the government. They'll even show you how to do this inside your own retirement accounts. So if you're looking to become a real estate investor without risk, then call 1-800-597-9187 now to get your free tax lien kit. Then get ready to buy tax liens for pennies on the dollar and buy houses for as low as $500, all from your home with little or no money, working only 5 to 10 hours per week. Call 800-597-9187 right now to get your free tax lien kit plus 2 free tickets to a live training event and a free $20 Visa gift card just for attending. Call 800-597-9187, 800-597-9187 for your free tax lien kit now. Individual results may vary.
For life's aches and pains, choose Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. It works fast and it's easy to use. Designed to work odor-free in all those remote areas. It works here. It's odor-free here. It works here. Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. Fast-acting, easy-to-use, odor-free pain relief for all those remote areas. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and other fine retailers.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. It was budget day. President Trump put his budget out. From the Texas 26th, Michael Burgess said this. Last November, the American people voted to return jobs to the U.S., jumpstart our national economy, negotiate fairer trade deals, and foster private sector innovation. Today, President Trump submitted his fiscal year 2018 budget that prioritizes economic prosperity without adding to our already crippling national debt. President Trump's skinny budget signals a return to a smaller government and finds itself less involved in regulating American lives. The Obama administration added $9 trillion to our national debt, more than any other president in history. Recovering from this will require significant action from the Trump administration and other administrations in the future, by the way. It will require more than just cutting spending, but a reform of our broken budget system, a revitalization of our economy can reform, and a reform of our tax code can help. I'm confident that in partnership with Congress, the Trump administration will improve government efficiency while ensuring ample funding levels to meet the needs of our military and American communities. Speaking of skinny, joining us is Candace from Rockford, Illinois.
Hi, JD.
Hi,
Hey,
Miss Skinny.
Good
Candace.
to talk to you again.
Yeah. Where have you been?
I have had the Midwest virus from hell, and it's about a 6-weeker, and many people had it. Mild winter didn't kill the bugs, and we all got them. So,
oh my goodness, the 6-week galloping crud is what that's called, I think.
Yes, it was nasty, but the spring is around the corner, I think, for us, and that could mean 40 degrees, and we wear flip-flops when it's 40.
Of course.
You know. Katie, I wanted to answer your question. I believe you asked before the top of the hour if we thought that the budget would ever be cut. And I would submit to you that the largest part of the budget is Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid. These are entitlement programs. And everything else is quite low in comparison. So until those are cut, and everybody said, no, don't cut my program.
Right.
Don't cut my program. Right. So I don't honestly think, I think all the things like President Trump reforms the tax code and spends less. I think all of that going to help, but we have to get rid of the entitlements to get rid of the enormous debt that we're incurring daily.
How is the government going to pay us off for all of the Social Security money that we put in that program?
Oh, I don't think they can. I think you can.
So are we just going to write it off?
I think they might gently suggest that we start our own health savings plans or something of that note. But I do think that there's always, in your own family, and I know in mine, when you have to tighten the belt, it's a little painful. And I'm unfortunately, I think that's the answer there, that we will all have to suffer a bit.
Well, I think about that, but that's a pretty healthy hunk of change. And I'm reasonably sure that any reform of Social Security is going to leave me out because I'm, getting to the point where I'm too close to it. But I keep thinking about my children. We've got to stop these multi-generational, liberal entitlement political handcuffs. We've got to stop these. I mean,
yes,
two-thirds of the budget of the greatest country in the history of the human endeavor goes to paying ourselves the world's worst retirement program? Really? I mean, tell me that's not a political project.
Oh, indeed it is. And
yeah,
it's also a what do you call it, pyramid scheme.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Ponzi scheme, actually. The people that pay later on in the Ponzi scheme pay for the people that earn money in the first part of the Ponzi scheme. So the only people that make any money are the first people that are in the Ponzi scheme. It's a mess. Let's see, who else? We have from Roger Williams. He is the Republican from Austin, represents Fort Hood in the U.S. Congress. Testified before the House Appropriations Committee Subcommittee on Defense to request support for the continued production of military aircraft while the committee drafts fiscal year 2018 defense appropriations. The single most important duty for Congress is to provide for our national defense, said Williams. Madam Chair, our country is facing unprecedented threats here at home and abroad from radical Islamic terrorists, Russia, North Korea, and China, just to name a few. As you make the difficult funding decisions for the fiscal year 18 Department of Defense appropriations bill, it's my hope that you ensure that we have the strongest and most effective military to keep our country safe. Jeb Henserling also had something to say from the Texas Fifth. Left unchecked, our nation is driving at a breakneck speed towards a spending-driven fiscal cliff. If we go off this cliff and into a full-blown debt crisis, we'll be a nation where downsized dreams and fewer opportunities become the new normal. Washington simply won't have the ability to do all the things that Americans expect the federal government to do either. Whether it's making good on health and retirement security promises made to current and future generations of American seniors, or to protect our nation and ensure our men and women in the armed forces have all the tools they need to do their job. This future doesn't have to be our destiny if we make the responsible fiscal decisions today. The president's budget submission to Congress represents the beginning of the budget process. President Trump has put forward a budget proposal that shows how we can shrink Washington while still prioritizing taxpayer dollars on things like rebuilding our nation's military and securing our borders. This budget illustrates the real choices that must be made and is welcome relief from the past 8 years where budgets were unrealistic, unsustainable, and seemingly indifferent to the nation's mounting debt. Let's see. The LA Times, they're pointing out some pretty sensible things here. One of the things they point out is that this all has to go through Congress, and it's not going to go through Congress in its present form. It will be amended and changed and added to and subtracted from, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a blueprint. So the president's hands or the president's budgets almost land on the other side of Pennsylvania Avenue with kind of a thud. The reaction illustrated why, despite significant attention they were drawing, Trump's proposed dramatic cuts will likely be scaled back, changed, or eliminated altogether. The president's spending plan was only the first step in months of negotiation between the White House and Capitol Hill over how to allocate funding. Some of that stuff might reach into Texas. I'm not exactly sure yet. The budget blueprint that President Trump released calls for billions of dollars to be spent on immigration enforcement, but also suggested cutting a grant program that sends millions of dollars to Texas and other states to help cover the cost of incarcerating undocumented inmates. Well, I'm not exactly sure that the Trump administration wants to take that kind of money out of that kind of program, but we'll see. We will see. What else? Speaking of people wondering whether or not they're going to have their proper funding, President Trump proposed a massive $4.8 billion increase in spending to combat illegal immigration, but his plan also includes a cut that stunned local law enforcement officials. This according to a Justice Department grant, or that was a Justice Department grant, that helps pay the cost of jailing undocumented immigrants. Throughout his campaign, Trump said he would help local communities enforce immigration law and vowed to punish those that didn't, generally referred to as sanctuary cities, by withholding federal costs. Yet his budget would eliminate the state criminal alien assistance program, which would deny aid to localities that help enforce his ramped up deportation program. So, once again, this is the kind of overheated rhetoric you're going to get from something like this, 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759, our telephone number. Do you have anything you'd like to say on the budget? We will probably start talking about a food fight that happened in the press room today. It was pretty impressive. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Do we have time to play it now? I don't think we do. I think we're too close.
Yeah, we can play the short one, but I have a short one in the
No, we have two cuts. We've got the short cut of a flat argument between Jim Acosta and
everyone's favorite Jim Acosta.
Yeah, everybody's favorite Jim Acosta and Sean Spicer. So we have that coming up in just a couple of minutes. And it's like at some point, somebody was going to show up in Washington, and that somebody showing up in Washington was going to show up with truth in his pocket, instead of a willingness to go along and the rather silly kind of too big to fail mentality. Yeah, this is one of these times when suddenly we're going to have a lot less. The government is going to do a lot less, and there will be a lot less of it. I'm very interested in seeing how they're going to do it. I truly am. By the way, speaking of pensions, the Dallas Police and Fire Pension System Chairman Sam Fryer called on active and retired police and firefighters to quit sending inflammatory messages to the state lawmaker working on the bill to save the failing retirement fund. In an email to police and fire association leaders, Sam Fryer wrote that he was personally being blamed for encouraging your organizations to send out inflammatory letters and emails. And where are those emails going? Why, to our friend Dan Flynn. Dan Flynn is the guy who all these nasty grams are going to. And he is exactly the wrong person to mess with. For those people that do not know Dan Flynn, I know Dan Flynn. Do not mess with Dan Flynn. He'll work with you. He'll debate with you. When you win a debate with him, he'll go, you know what? You're right. There. Or on the spot. He won't wait 2 weeks or the next time you see him or something like that. He'll just blurt it out. He's a good guy. So we're going to see how all that shakes out. But apparently somebody has been sending nasty grams to Dan Flynn. He is Texas House District 2, right? And he is taking this on to try to get to the bottom of all of it and doing a good job. The people that are watching the House Pensions Committee need to realize that the problem that they have has nothing to do with anything Dan Flynn has done or will do. Okay? Just saying. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Sean Spicer says Trump stands by his wiretapping claims. He also further defined a wiretapping, and I think I understand a little bit better now. But in the meantime, somebody got into a fight with Sean Spicer. Somebody got in trouble. Somebody got into an argument with Sean Spicer, and Sean gave as good as he got. We'll play it for you next on the Wells Report.
Here's microbiologist Dr. Kim O'Neill talking about balance of nature.
Scientific research has shown that many cancers and lifestyle diseases can be prevented with a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. This prevention comes from the phytochemicals in the plants. They fight against oxidants that damage the cell's DNA, causing mutations that lead to disease. I don't take any supplementation, but I take balance of nature because I've seen it in my lab. I've seen the immune response increase. I've seen your DNA repair capacity increase, and I've seen DNA protection, and I know that it works.
Balance of Nature is providing you the best offer they've ever given. 2 free months of fruits and veggies and free shipping. Call now for details. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
Usually we never, ever have a sale like this, but for just 3 more weeks, Renewal by Andersen Replacement Windows is having one of our biggest sales. I'm Robert Jackson from Renewal by Andersen. During our sale, save $300 on every window, save $775 on every patio door, and get a free upgrade to our most energy-efficient Smart Sun glass. Call before March 31st to save $300 on every window, save $775 on every patio door, and that's with no money down, no payments, and no interest for a year. That means you won't pay anything for an entire year. Plus, you'll get the free upgrade to our Smart Sun glass. It's Renewal by Andersen's 31-day sale, but now there are just 3 weeks left with limited appointments available.
Call 469-706-3400. 469-706-3400. That's 469-706-3400.
The Institute for Policy Innovation kicks off its 2017 Hatton W. Sumner's Lecture Series Tuesday, March 28th, with internationally acclaimed author and filmmaker Johan Norberg. Few speakers and writers today are as persuasive as Johan Norberg in making the case for liberty and global capitalism as the best means of ensuring human progress. A native of Sweden, Norberg explains what Sweden's socialist policies have cost his country and the indisputable benefits of free markets, free trade, and capitalism to all people around the world. You've often heard Institute for Policy Innovation President Tom Giovanetti and Dr. Merrill Matthews as guests on The Mark Davis Show. Now, you can join IPI at the Below Mansion in downtown Dallas, March 28th, as Johan Norberg makes the case for liberty, capitalism, and free trade. Register today at IPI.org. That's IPI.org.
Oh, look at this traffic. We'll never catch our flight.
Relax. We'll use valet parking at the terminal.
Valet? That's expensive. Did you get a raise?
No, got a refi on my car loan with EECU Credit Union. You can get one too. Call EECU at 800-396-1414. They'll beat your current APR by 2% and lower your payment.
2%? Heck, with that kind of money, I could take my wife to that Italian restaurant she likes, and I wouldn't have to ride with you anymore.
Very funny. I was paying 5% APR that took me down to 3% APR. Plus, I got up to 90 days to make my first payment. Man, it was fast and easy.
So tell me again, how do I refi my car loan with EECU?
Just call 800-396-1414 or visit eecu.org/theanswer. Tell them your current APR. As long as you've had your loan at least 90 days, they'll beat it by 2%.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, but hurry. It's a limited time offer. Call 800-396-1414 or visit eecu.org/theanswer.
Subject to credit approval. Membership required. Additional terms and conditions apply. Call 800-396-1414 for details.
A CNN original series.
Stop doubting and believe.
The followers who loved him.
I am the resurrection and the life.
The enemies who feared him.
Go to Bethlehem. Kill them all.
Who is the man behind the greatest story ever told?
Everybody who belongs to the truth listens to my voice.
Finding Jesus. New season Sundays at 9 Eastern and Pacific on CNN.
Hey everyone, Larry North here for ViaScan. ViaScan is the most advanced scan you can actually do for the body in the world and the only one in Texas. ViaScan does body scans, heart scans, lung scans, virtual colonoscopy, and much more. The best part is it's all non-invasive. Their mission is to provide you with the most advanced technology, support, and education to empower you to improve your health. Call ViaScan today, 1-800-585-2702, or better yet, go to the website 123bodyscan.com.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
So what was going on in the press room today? I'm so glad you asked that question. Apparently, Donald Trump is going to release some information about some wiretapping claims. He says that President Obama had him wiretapped, and I think he probably meant monitored or surveilled or what have you. But that being said, Sean Spicer got into a bit of a row with everyone's favorite annoying person, Jim Acosta from CNN.
Jim. Yeah, you were just quoting Sean Hannity there. The House and Senate Intelligence Committees are quoting the FBI.
I get you're going to cherry pick.
FBI director, you're citing Sean Hannity.
No.
And
Okay.
Andrew
You also look over. You also tend to overlook all of the other sources because I know you want to cherry pick it. But but you do. But where was your concern about the New York Times reporting? You didn't seem to have a concern with that.
We have done plenty of reporting on all of this.
No, but you want to cherry
these
pick
connections between
one commentary,
aides
one
of the
piece of
president,
commentary.
associates of the president to the Russians. That has all been looked at. And
No, wait. How do you know all this? How do you seem to be such an expert in this?
I'm saying that this has been looked at, Sean.
How do you know it's been looked at?
There have been,
Hold on. Where is? I'm sorry. I'm afraid to understand. Where can you tell me how you know that all of this is quote been looked at?
You're asking me whether
You
or not
made a
it's been looked
statement.
at.
You said quote all of this has been looked at.
Other outlets have reported.
No. So okay. So
on
we're supposed.
contact
So when your outlet says it's all been
associates
looked
and aides of
at,
the president and the Russians during the 2016 campaign, it sounds like during the context of that investigation, there might have been some intercepted communications. The House Intelligence Committee chairman did mention that, and we have reported that. Others have reported that on our air and in various publications. But Sean, what you are refusing to answer, the question that you're refusing to answer is whether or not the president still believes what he
I just
believes.
said it to Jonathan. I didn't refuse to answer.
But you have a Senate and House Intelligence Committee, both leaders from both parties on both of those panels saying that they don't see any evidence of any wiretapping. So how can the president go on and continue
Because
to
that's
say
not
these
because
things?
you're mischaracterizing what Chairman Nunez said. He said, quote, I think it's possible he's following up on this. So to suggest that is actually, and you're stating unequivocally that you somehow
literally, he said, if you take the
right, and I think that
literally,
we've already
he
cleared
is
that
wrong.
up. And he said exactly that, but the president has already said clearly when he referred to wiretapping, he was referring to surveillance. So
But it sounds like, Sean, that
Okay.
you and the president are saying now, well, we don't mean wiretapping anymore
No,
because
and
that's not true anymore.
no,
So now we're going to
no,
expand that
that's
to
not
other forms of surveillance. What's it going to be next?
No, Jim, I think that's cute, but at the end of the day, we've talked about this for 3 or 4 days. What the president had the quote wiretapping in quotes. He was referring to broad surveillance, and now you're basically going back. We talked about this several days ago. The bottom line is that the investigation by the House and the Senate has not been provided all of the information. And when it does, but where was the concern? Hold on, I just
reports, not evidence.
No.
not
What I
conversations
think the
with
president
FBI
addressed
director.
that last night. He said there's more to come. These are merely pointing out that I think there's widespread reporting that throughout the 2016 election.
Investigation going on into whether
Jim,
there were
I find
contacts
it
between the
interesting that
president's campaign
you
and the
somehow
Russians.
believe that
Of
you.
course, they're going to be looking at these various things.
Okay,
I mean,
I
it's
get
not
it. Somehow you seem to believe that you have all of this information. You've been read in on all of these things, which I find very interesting.
I have been read in by the FBI.
Well, so
director,
you're
but the
coming to
House
some
and Senate
serious
intelligence
conclusions
committees have
for a
been.
guy that has zero intelligence class.
Give me some credit.
I'll give you some.
A little intelligence, maybe. But no, what
Clearance.
I'm saying is that
I wasn't done. Clearance.
Those two panels.
Maybe both.
Well, come on. Those two panels have spoken with the FBI director, and
I
have been told
understand
there's
that.
no evidence of this.
Okay,
So
I think this question's been asked and answered, Jim.
Ms. Farson, just have the
Because
president say
it's
he was
interesting
wrong.
how you jump to all of these conclusions about what they have, what they don't have, and you seem to know all the answers. But at the end of the day, there was clearly a ton of reporting. Hold on, Jim. Let me answer. No, I think that there's been a vast amount of reporting, which I just detailed, about activity that was going on in the 2016 election. There's no question that there were surveillance techniques used throughout this. I think by a variety of outlets that have reported this activity concluded. So, and I think when you actually ask those two people whether or not, and as Chairman Nunes says yesterday, when you take it literally in wiretapping, the president's already been very clear that he didn't mean specifically wiretapping. He had it in quotes. So I think to fall back on that is a false premise. That's not what he said. He was very clear about that when he talked about it yesterday.
And Sean Spicer and Jim Acosta. And so a good interchange. That's good and healthy for everybody, by the way, in case you're wondering about that interchange. The thing about it is what about the wiretapping? What about the broad surveillance of the Trump administration or the Trump campaign during the 2016 election? Do you think that happened? I sure do. I do. And I think that President Trump is going to prove it here in a few days. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet. So the topic is foot pain, but it could be much more than that. Heel pain, hip pain, back pain, knee pain. It's all interconnected, and you get the arch support situation fixed, and you are walking and working and living and traveling pain-free. GoodFeetDFW.com to learn more. GoodFeetDFW.com. Our shoes don't always have the right amount of arch support, so you go to Good Feet, get the arch support, get the inserts to slide into your shoes, and men, women, comfy shoes, athletic shoes, dress shoes, high heels, they all feel so much better. You will love it. You'll live the life you love with the help of Good Feet. GoodFeetDFW.com. GoodFeetDFW.com. They are in Plano. They are in Southlake. They are in Fort Worth. Southlake's open noon to 5 on Sundays. So learn more at GoodFeetDFW.com. GoodFeetDFW.com. 20 years of experience helping your feet feel better. GoodFeetDFW.com. Plano, Fort Worth, Southlake. GoodFeetDFW.com.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret that credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-700-3515. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Credit Associates. Live better debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret that credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-700-3515. That's 1-800-700-3515.
Hi, I'm Carl Deichler, the CEO of Beachbody, and I'm here to tell you about an amazing new way you can start losing weight for free right now. You've probably seen our workout DVDs on TV like P90X, Insanity, and 21 Day Fix. We just launched a beta trial of our new digital video platform, Beachbody On Demand. So while we're testing out this new digital video service, I'm inviting you to use it for free for 30 days. That means you can lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, even 30 pounds without paying a dime. Text the word trial to 303030 and you can do 30 days of P90X, Insanity, or any of over 400 workouts for free. Now, here's the catch. In return, all I ask is you let us know what you think of the service so we can make Beachbody On Demand the best fitness and weight loss site ever created. Just text TRIAL to 303030 and get started for free right now. Again, text TRIAL to 303030.
Message and data rates may apply. Membership fees apply after 30-day free trial. Cancel anytime.
Ever had buyer's regret? A pair of shoes you didn't really need? Electronics obsolete before you even plug them in? Or tens of thousands of dollars of timeshare regret? That's what you get when you're stuck with a timeshare agreement you don't want anymore. We're the timeshare exit attorneys, the leaders in helping folks get out of timeshares and erasing regret. See if you qualify. For valuable free information, call 1-800-500-1967. Maybe you made an impulse buy that has become a financial burden you can no longer afford. Maybe you don't use the timeshare enough to make it worthwhile. Maybe you were pressured by a timeshare salesperson into making a bad decision. Now you want out because your timeshare isn't a fun escape. It's a waste of your money. With decades of experience, we're your #1 trusted option with fast, professional service. No middlemen, no cutting corners, no more timeshare regret. See if you qualify. For valuable free information, call 1-800-500-1967. That's 1-800-500-1967.
Did you know that every dollar you invest in real estate makes you money 5 ways? Cash flow, money in your pocket each month. Equity capture, the thousands of dollars you create when you have the right team and buy the right property using the right map. Appreciation, real estate can increase in value over time. Equity buildup, renters pay down your mortgage each month. And finally, the tax advantage. When done correctly, real estate investors pay no taxes on our cash flow and capital gains. At Lifestyles Unlimited, these are the 5 ways we make money in real estate, which is why real estate accounts for more millionaires in the world today than any other investment vehicle. You should have some real estate in your portfolio. To learn how to attend a Lifestyles Unlimited free workshop, call 866-971-8970 or go to lifestylesunlimitedDallas.com and register for the next available workshop. That's 866-971-8970 or go to lifestylesunlimitedDallas.com.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. John David Wells at your service. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. One of these days, you are going to brag about the people, or you're gonna brag about somebody that we talk to on a regular basis here on the Wells Report. You're gonna brag that you heard about him and that you got to interact with him. His name is David Gappa. He is the master glass artist of Vetro Glass Blowing Studio and Gallery in Grapevine. This guy is truly an artist. If you don't believe me, you need to find some way of getting to, it's the Center for Brain Health. I don't know exactly where it is, but it combines LED illuminated glass spires and glass spheres that are all hand-blown and put together and created and designed by David Gappa, the maestro himself, and it is strikingly beautiful. You can have some of this art glass in your house. Susan and I have splurged over the years and done our best to try to get some of this because it's just breathtakingly beautiful. Joining us is David Gappa, the founder and master glass artist of Vetro Glass Blowing in Green Valley in Grapevine. Thanks for joining us, David. Welcome to the Wells Report.
Mike, for having me on. Appreciate you spreading the word about glass.
Hey, man, I'm not spreading the word about glass. I'm spreading the word about you. People need to know what you're doing because what I went out to the studio one day and David had his pickup truck loaded with salt blocks. And I'm sitting there going, what are you doing with those? And the art that came out of those were just absolutely, just stunningly beautiful. The things that you work with are just amazing.
Great. Thank you. Man, we've just been so blessed with just the opportunity to work on some exciting projects with interior designers, architects, and just enjoying every minute of the day to just be a part of this medium and share it with everyone we can.
If you've never had a chance to go down to Vetro Glass Blowing Studio, it's right there in Grapevine. You can't miss it. Well, actually, you can. You got to turn right at the railroad tracks, just past the railroad tracks, turn right, and you'll see it down in there. There's this little artisan place, and you can go in, and you can actually see this glass coming together. And as I've talked about several times in the past, you can actually take part in coming up with some of this art glass that you will own. Now coming up, you are making, what are you making next? What is it that you're doing? You're doing stemless wine glasses. I've got a couple of these in my house. They're just gorgeous. And the design is really, really good. I really enjoy the way they sit in your hand. $65 per glass. Reservations are required. VetroArtGlass.com is the website. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Sure. We've been, as I said, super blessed with having the opportunity alone to work with molten glass. And, on that front, we try to, really allow people to be a part of our world as much as we can. And that's why we open up these experiential sort of courses throughout the year. And as you said, the next one coming up is stemless wine glasses. So patrons can come into the studio. We have an open studio policy, bleacher seating for people to, relax and enjoy what they're seeing, but also get into the studio and to choose your colors and to apply the color and heat it up into these 2,400 degree machines, and just get a taste of what it's like to be a glass artisan and work with this molten medium.
Now, when you do this, you add various colors of other colored glass and so on, and you swirl them and you put them all together and so on in amazing patterns. People just don't realize how much can be done simply by blowing glass.
You really can't. And the doors, glass blowing's been around for centuries, and yet so very few people really know about this medium. But the glass in America really has had an insurgence as of the 1960s, and the movement of glass here in the States is just really taking like fire, and the new colors and the new design patterns and the new shapes and forms that are kind of evolving within this medium is just incredible. And what better place to see it than at Vetro Glass Blowing? Come out and hang out and be a part of us.
So stemless wine glasses. You also do everything. You do lots of other things during the year. You're going to be doing, from what I understand, coming up medallions. What do those look like?
Well, we kind of came up with this new little design pattern to where we have these customized brass stamps, low relief forms on it, and we've got just a wide array of different stamps, ranging anywhere from Tyrannosaurus Rex to Triceratops to stars to grapes. And we get a gather of molten glass out of the furnace, and then we gather. You choose your colors. We gather the colors you choose, and then take it and stamp this impression into the glass. Put a little hook on it so it'll hang, and then you take this blowtorch, walk up to the bench there, and then you torch your medallion, and that actually draws the metal oxides from the color to the surface. So then it has this kind of shiny, iridescent look on the surface.
I know what that stuff is.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, and you wear those around your neck just like any other medallion?
There you go. A nice little bling for your action there.
Just a bit of bling. Just a bit of bling. So are you going to be doing, naturally, you've got to have matching rings as well. Is that right?
Exactly. That's next year's invention.
I see. Keep them coming back for more. What's coming up on Mother's Day?
Mother's Day, we are opening up bowls to come help make your own hand-blown glass bowl, and flowers for your loved ones. So that's always super popular. And what better way to say you love mom than bringing her in and helping her make a bowl for her.
That's really cool. And I guess the Grapevine Gallery Walk's going to be coming up, and then you start things over with Father's Day. At some point, Father's Day, are you going to do that beer stein thing again?
We're going to be doing the beer grab, and we're probably going to open up some medallion making over the Father's Day. We're going to mix it up a little bit this year.
That would be nice. That'll be fantastic. I, of course, am going to get another one of those incredible beer glasses. They are just fantastic. I truly enjoy those. Now, of all the things that there are two things that we spend an awful lot of time using from Vetro Glass, and that is we always hang all of the Christmas ornaments because they're just gorgeous. And I use the beer glasses because they're just so personal. It's just such a custom thing. You feel like such a big shot. You're sitting there with a Vetro glass, David Gappa original beer glass, and you're going, this is my glass.
Nothing beats a fine ale out of a hand-blown vessel.
You're exactly correct. If people want to know more about what you're up to, David, where do they go and what do they do?
Yeah, no, you're more than welcome to go to the website. It's vetroartglass.com, and we've got events scheduled all throughout the season. And if you can't make it out for one of our help creates, as I said, we're a working studio, so we are constantly creating, hand blown art for our gallery or other galleries, or chandeliers or installations, and we embrace the opportunity for you to come out and just be a part of who we are and hang out and watch the artists work. Or if you want to get your hands dirty and get in the game, then we invite you to do that as well.
Yeah, in other words, people can actually blow their own glass.
Exactly.
It's awesome. It is just absolutely awesome. And by the way, congratulations on Synapse. I guess is the work is entitled Synapse Installation.
Exactly.
It's
yeah,
gorgeous.
We've been super excited about that project. The Center for Brain Health in Dallas commissioned us to do an enormous ceiling project out there, and we've got 12-foot diameter synapses that we're creating in the glass and steel, and then all LED illuminated, this kind of pulsating hue of aurora borealis light show just going on in the ceiling. So we're just really excited about that going in next month.
David, I keep telling people we're all going to brag that we know you one of these days. I'm telling you, you have created such great art over the years. I'm very fortunate to have some of the smaller pieces in my house, and I've just got to say that I just absolutely adore them. I look over the lines and and the flowing shapes and the beautiful colors, et cetera, et cetera. This glass, you really have to come out and experience it. You really have to see it for yourself. You'll be very glad that you did. You were mentioning something that there were new colors and new techniques and so on and so forth. Give us a few of the new directions in glass blowing and art glass moving forward.
Sure. Well, sculpting glass has really taken a completely different turn within the past 10 years or so. And a series of glass artisans have developed these new techniques here in the States to where you're literally sculpting these vessels from within the bubble. And you're, very carefully torching isolated areas of these vessels and manipulating that glass to form very elaborate and detailed shapes and forms. Anything from human torsos, full human bodies, to we just got done with a skeletal series where we did these mammoth skulls and
I remember those.
crabs.
Those are gorgeous. Yeah. I see that. So that's what you're talking about.
Exactly. So it's just new innovative ways of actually working with the glass that's just really exciting to be a part of nowadays.
It truly is. It's just gorgeous. You got to go to the studio and take a look around. You will not believe your eyes. It's just gorgeous at Vetro Glass Blowing Studio and Gallery in Grapevine. David Gappa, founder, master glass artist. Thanks so much for joining us. We sure appreciate you dropping by and saying hello, my friend.
Great. Thanks, JD. You take care.
You bet, David. David Gappa, one of the good guys here on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer. And we this is a way to get honest to goodness, very serious art in your house for not many dollars. I mean, this is, this glass that you have is at least going to be a family heirloom. I am telling you that, and I'm pretty good at spotting talent. I'm telling you that at some point, David Gappa is going to be the man, and in what he does is just truly remarkable, truly beautiful, and there's nothing that compares. He started out with a Master's of Science degree in architecture from the University of Texas Arlington. He graduated as a salutatorian of his class. During his studies at UT, he got involved in glass blowing. He assisted with the founding of the university's glass blowing program and participating in the glass blowing elective for a couple of years. And then he opened up Vetro Glass. And he has truly grown as an artist as time has gone by. He has truly improved everything he does. And the work speaks for itself. I know you're sitting here listening to me wax on and on about this fantastic art, but go and look at it for yourself. They say that word of mouth advertising is the best advertising. Well, from my mouth to your ears. Check this out. Let's see. I don't have the address, but it's right past. It's just past the railroad tracks in Grapevine. Just cross the railroad tracks and turn right into that parking lot right there. Follow it down, and it's down on the left. It's just one of those beautiful little artisan buildings there, and you'll find David Gappa slaving away every day in that beautiful studio that is always warm. So dress cool when you go. You won't need a jacket at all. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
It is not easy to know if you're making the right decisions with your finances and savings. If your financial plan is even slightly out of tune, you may be paying too much for taxes or retiring without a sound income plan. Jamie Blumenthal at Retirement Strategies and Solutions can help. Listen to 660 AM The Answer Saturdays at 8 p.m. to retire the right way. Or call Jamie now at 800-287-1667. That's 800-287-1667.
Hi, everybody. Dennis Gibbs here. You know, the boat guy. Talking about boats, boating, lakes, marinas, and well, if it floats, we talk about it. The advice we give is the best you will ever hear. They call it expert advice. Between myself, Boating Royalty, Lake Level Ginger, and Brother Strick, you hear only intelligent talk. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer, the Big Boat and Outdoor Show, brought to you by DallasBoatsForSale.com.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis and my friend Josh Dishong of Josh Dishong Real Estate at Keller Williams. He's my friend, and I'd say that even if he hadn't sold my house. But since he did, I really love him. We're big fans of Josh because he did what others could not. He can do the same for you. Here in 2017, are you sitting in a house that you're trying to sell? Others have tried, but nobody can? Call Josh right now. Get on board with the Josh Dishong system, 972-325-6644, 972-325-6644, or getsold.net, getsold.net. What is that system? He makes you a promise that says, I'm going to talk to you about a price that you can sell this house at and a time frame that makes sense. And if I can't sell that house at that price in that time frame, I, Josh Dishong, will buy that house from you. Either way, you are done. You're at closing. You're clear. You're happy, just like Lisa and I are. We love Josh. Get on board with him today at 972-325-6644, 972-325-6644, or getsold.net.
This is Ed Rollins. President Donald Trump has nominated Neil Gorsuch for the Supreme Court. And we need millions of Americans to pick up the phone right now to deliver your voice directly to your senator. This is the most critical moment in modern history that will define the future of our country. Radical liberals like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi have vowed to block President Trump's nomination by all means possible. We need millions of Americans to call 800-939-5885 to send your voice directly to your senator to demand the immediate confirmation of Judge Gorsuch to the Supreme Court. This could be the most important phone call you will ever make for the future of our country. Please call 800-939-5885 and put the pressure on the U.S. Senate to confirm President Trump's nominee. Again, call 800-939-5885. Please help pressure the Senate to confirm Neil Gorsuch and help Donald Trump make America great again. Call now.
Paid for by Great America PAC, which is responsible for the content of this message. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. GreatAmericaPAC.com.
I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. If you own a home, there's a good chance its value has gone up. In fact, year over year, housing values nationwide have risen by more than 6%, one of the largest increases this decade. Quicken Loans has smart ways to help you take advantage of your home's rising equity. You could take cash out to consolidate debt, or you could refinance to eliminate private mortgage insurance. No matter what's happening with the housing market, it's always a smart move to call us at 800-QUICKEN. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.18%, APR 4.35%. Experience the confidence that comes from working with a mortgage partner that has your best interest in mind. For 7 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. And for the third year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in the nation for mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN today or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org number 33.
At Simple Sleep Services, our team of doctors are experts in providing the least invasive treatment for snoring and sleep apnea. A custom-fit, comfortable solution that you simply pop in before bed each night and wake up feeling refreshed. And it's covered by medical insurance. We are the most experienced team in the nation providing our treatment, and your diagnosis will be from a board-certified sleep physician using today's latest technology. Visit simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. No CPAP, no surgery, no implants, just simple sleep.
Remember when a small business needed a landline? Today, landlines are a thing of the past with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. On the road, at the beach, or at home, Grasshopper helps you grow your business. Get all the features of a business phone system and the freedom of a cell phone with our iPhone and Android apps. Features include multiple extensions for your team, calls forwarded to your mobile phones, voicemails transcribed and emailed, and so much more. See how it works at grasshopper.com, the entrepreneur's phone system.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report, a daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM. The Answer.
There's a group of people headed to Austin, Texas. We want them to be successful. No matter how good a problem is, it's still a problem. Yeah. 50 homeowners boarded a bus to Austin. This happened day before yesterday. They went to talk to lawmakers about rising home values, which in turn means more property taxes they're going to have to pay. I'm on this crusade to get property taxes adjusted to where they're not so cotton-picking, chicken-plucking high, said Richard Lavender. He's a retiree in North Texas who says payments would be getting out of control. Hannah Davis wrote this for WFAA, by the way. Across DFW, home values keep going up, especially in Collin County, where companies like Toyota and Fortune 500 companies have announced plans to move to. The news and influx of jobs keeps boosting values higher and higher. When you do lose a sleep at night trying to figure this out, having to choose between fixing your home or paying a tax, well, you know what? It is a good problem to have, but it is still a problem. And frankly, I think we're going to have to figure out some other way to do it one of these days. We're going to have to come up with a way to get rid of property taxes altogether. Because at some point, no matter how long, no matter how careful you are, as long as there's a property tax, there's a way for the state of Texas to own all the land in this Lone Star state. And frankly, I think that any land I have in this state ought to belong to my kids forever. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, I'm Rick Foster with Guardian Financial Management and the host of Plain Talk No Worries Financial Hour. Heard right here on 660 AM at 4 o'clock every Saturday. Do you know why the stock market did so well in the 80s and 90s and why there have been 2 major crashes in the last 16 years? You need to know the reasons why so you can make the right decisions for your family. Listen to Plain Talk No Worries here every Saturday at 4 o'clock and we will pull back the curtains and show you the truth. That's 4 o'clock on Saturday right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hello, my name is Paul Smith. I'm the owner of Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply. One of the things that we do is complete firearm restorations. We are a full-service gun repair center. We have 2 full-time on-staff gunsmiths. We do hot bluing, parkerizing, color case hardening, anodizing, nickel plating, chrome plating. We paint with Cerakote or Duracoat, hydrographics. And also we have a full machine shop and welding capabilities on site to manufacture many parts we cannot readily obtain. We stock new and used guns. We're also a dealer for SIG, Colt, Glock. We routinely stock Walther, Springfield, Sky, and Phoenix. In addition, we carry ammo, reloading supplies, military surplus items, and also prepping supplies.
For courteous service, call Paul at Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply today at 682-888-2822. That's 682-888-2822. Or go to drivingnailsgunsmithing.com.
Sean Hannity here for my friends at Generator Supercenter, the great American story. Now, this started in 2005 with 2 brothers selling and repairing generators out of their garage in Texas. Today, they are the #1 Generac dealer in the nation. #1 means more savings for you. When the power goes down, keep your home or business up and running with a Generac standby power system from the Generator Supercenter. Financing available, payments as low as $100 a month. GeneratorSupercenter.com. That's GeneratorSupercenter.com.
660 AM The Answer is looking to hire a new salesperson. The person we're searching for is passionate about our radio station and our values. They must also have a proven track record of sales success. We aren't looking for just anyone. We are looking for unquestionable character, professionalism, and integrity. We are a strong employee-focused company offering top compensation, benefits, bonuses, and a long-term stable future at one of the best radio stations in America. To apply, go to 660amtheanswer.com and click on About Us. Thank you.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The bill to repeal Obamacare clears the House Budget Committee. Democrats say millions would lose coverage if it ever becomes law.
They certainly did incredible damage to the millions of people who benefit from having an Affordable Care Act policy, who are able to focus on staying well instead of going back and being dragged back to the sick care system that we used to have.
Florida Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the new Director of National Intelligence, has been sworn in.
It's a 24/7, 365-day operation, and it is designed to protect Americans from threats from home and abroad. It is designed to be the best intelligence agency in the world. It is functioning well, but everyone that serves in that community say we can even do better.
Former Indiana Senator Dan Coates, a U.S. airstrike against al-Qaeda in Syria kills several militants. Fox News, we report, you decide.
You're listening to 660 AM, The Answer.
It is not easy to know if you're making the right decisions with your finances and savings. If your financial plan is even slightly out of tune, you may be paying too much for taxes or retiring without a sound income plan. Jamie Blumenthal at Retirement Strategies and Solutions can help. Listen to 660 AM The Answer Saturdays at 8 p.m. to retire the right way. Or call Jamie now at 800-287-1667. That's 800-287-1667.
Do you have real estate that you want to sell? Is it an apartment building, a shopping center, waterfront property, or even a modest townhome? If you're not getting offers, it's not the market, and it's not your fault. More options are always better than fewer ones, and there may be options that you haven't been given, options that every seller has, but that most owners and agents don't understand. Let me tell you about Charles Parrish. Everyday people call Charles with real estate they want to sell. When Charles makes an offer to sell your real estate, there are no commissions or settlement costs, and he pays all cash. He's licensed, bonded, insured, and A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. And he's been buying property, auctioning real estate, and getting owners the money they need for 45 years. Call now for a no-obligation consultation about all of your options at 682-593-5171. That's 682-593-5171. Or log on and go to charlesparish.com. Call now, 682-593-5171.
I used to love wearing dresses and shorts. Then I started getting spider veins, and even worse, those embarrassing, bulging, varicose veins. For a while, I covered up my legs. But then I discovered Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime. And most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses and shorts again.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for spring. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Warning. If you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to cover your ears because there's an alternative to bankruptcy and it could be better than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to cover your ears now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could resolve your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-600-3018. That's 1-800-600-3018. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-600-3018. 1-800-600-3018. 1-800-600-3018.
Compassion International presents the Rock and Worship Roadshow featuring Stephen Curtis Chapman. Along with Francesca Battistelli. And Ren Collective. Plus Passion, Family Force 5, and Jordan Feliz. And the Roadshow's pre-show party with Derrik Minor and Urban Rescue. Sunday, March 26th, 6 p.m. at the American Airlines Center in Dallas. Tickets are $15.50 for reserved seating, $55 VIP, and $100 for VIP Plus. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com or the AAC box office. Christian music's most entertaining concert series for the whole family. The Rock and Worship Roadshow. Sunday, March 26th, 6 p.m. at the American Airlines Center in Dallas. Welcomed by 94.9 KLTY. More info at theroadshowtour.com.
If you're retired or retiring soon, you may be worrying if you have enough money to retire on. Where will your income come from? What can you do to maximize Social Security benefits? Do you have the best retirement plan for your situation? If these thoughts sound familiar or you have more, don't miss this free Money Matters Retirement Seminar. Choose 1 p.m. Saturday, March 25th in the Money Matters building in Plano or 7 p.m. Tuesday, March 28th, Hilton Garden Inn, Arlington. Reserve now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302.
Have you ever considered joining the military but stopped because you couldn't deploy to a foreign country? Believe it or not, the state of Texas has its own military force that stands alongside the Texas National Guard, the Texas Air National Guard, and serves only inside the state of Texas. It's called the Texas State Guard. I'm Tech Sergeant John Wells of the 4th Air Wing, and we're looking for you to join us. Give us a call at 877-398-8350. That's 877-398-8350. If you love Texas as much as we do, join the 4th Air Wing of the Texas State Guard.
660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. So let's talk a little bit about this healthcare bill thing. What do you say? It cleared a committee today, the House Budget Committee. We got a little bit of news earlier tonight, when Pete Sessions mentioned it was going to be marked up here in the next couple of days. I think, did he say next Thursday? Something like that? Yeah. And you'll be able to see that entire process on on C-SPAN. And you probably want to see Pete Sessions in action. He is the chairman of the House Rules Committee. And they'll be marking up the bill and creating rules for it and so on and so on. Be very, very cool. So this Obamacare replacement bill requires a great deal of faith on all of our parts. It requires us having faith in moderate Republicans. And with all due respect to Paul Ryan and some of his close friends and allies, I consider him a moderate and probably always will. I believe that sometimes you can outsmart yourself. And I believe that while I'm very impressed with the work that the Republicans did when they turned an absolute rout into first control of the House, then control of the Senate and the House, then control of the Senate, the House, and the presidency, I have said, That's just good politics. All that being said, we need more than good politics now. What we need is not good politics. We need simple honesty. The government of the United States has proven over and over and over again that it is incapable of providing health care for anyone. While even Obamacare was a long shot away from the VA medical system, the VA medical system is the very best product of this kind of thinking, of a government health system, the government involved in healthcare at all. The VA medical system is the pinnacle. It is the greatest expression of where that policy leads. And they killed 307,000 of their patients in the last 10 years. With that kind of track record, why would you allow anyone in the American government to have anything to do with your health, except for creating competitive situations and market-based solutions to people being able to afford health care? The best way to do it, I think, is to let the market do it, because every time the government gets involved, they keep making the same mistake. They set up a floor for service, a floor charge for service. I remember when, back in the olden days, you could not get eye insurance. They just weren't going to give you eye insurance. So they came up with vision insurance, and people bought vision insurance, and what the vision insurers did was they allowed $150 for frames for your glasses. At that time, glasses cost about $150 a pair. Well, it doesn't take too much brain power to figure out, okay, so these people are used to paying $150 a pair for glasses. They now have insurance that will pay them $150,000 as a benefit, $150 as a benefit. How about we charge $300 for glasses? And that's exactly what they did, because the government made it possible for there to be vision insurance. This is a bad idea. That's how these prices get out of control. If you're not directly paying those prices, then somebody can say, well, if you're not paying for them, then we can charge through the nose, because, I mean, it's not your money, when actually it is. It's not just your money, it's everybody's money. And sooner or later, what ends up happening is that you create this behemoth of a healthcare system. The biggest secret in this healthcare system is that if you don't have any money at all, you can still get state-of-the-art care, and you can still pay a reasonable price for it. The people that have been buying health insurance have been just supplying endless reams and gobs and gigantic hunks of money to insurance companies for basically nothing. For a small moment of peace of mind. Well, I don't have to worry about my medical bills bankrupting me. I've got news. You don't have to worry about your medical bills bankrupting you anyway. I will tell you this because if you're really that conscientious, bankrupting yourself over your medical bills is just foolhardy. And they know that. And so they'll charge you what the market will bear, what you can afford, and then they'll let you go. They won't say that, but that's what happens. In the meantime, they've got this other little game going with health insurers. If you paid what the health insurers paid your doctors, your hospitals, your anesthesiologists for the processes and the surgeries that you have to have, if you could pay what they paid, you'd be able to afford it. It's the dumbest thing ever. It's this giant pile of money. And we created it ourselves. And when the prices got out of control, because they would get out of control, who came running with help? Who came running with a cure? That's right. Politicians. The same people that got us in this mess now will fix the mess that they've made. Fortunately, that's not happening this time. I'll explain in a minute. Representative Mark Sanford of South Carolina, Dave Bratt of Virginia, Gary Palmer of Alabama voted against the legislation. Combined with unified Democrat opposition, the bill was reported favorably out of committee by a vote of 19-17. This is the conservative health care vision that we've been talking about for years. Budget Committee Chairman Diane Black of Tennessee said before the vote, to my Republican colleagues who have their doubts today, don't cut off discussion. The bill now heads to the House Rules Committee, and the GOP leadership aims to have a vote on the House floor by March 23rd. That is next Thursday, a week from today. We're pleased with where we are because we are on track and on schedule, said Ryan. We made a promise to repeal and replace Obamacare. We're going to keep our promise to get the people to the people that elected us. Well, okay. Fine and dandy. But there are still a bunch of Republicans, some of them out of step with the party leadership, that came one vote short of offering Ryan and House leadership a stunning political defeat. This bill is on life support. It passed out of the Budget Committee by one vote. Actually, two, said Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz. It only passed that committee by one vote because they had Republican motions that actually pulled the bill toward the right. They're going to make it harder for the bill to pass in the Senate, maybe. But Ms. Wasserman Schultz, you have to remember, you created the mess that we're trying to clean up right now. You and your ilk made this horrific mess out of the United States healthcare system. All because you were simply looking for more power. And I'm sorry, but there is not enough power to satisfy you, madam. And that's why you need to be out of politics. It's why you need to be out of the public sector. I can hardly wait until you quit. Guy Benson wrote a very thoughtful piece about the Democrats creating this mess and then remaining silent, except throwing the occasional pot shot at Republicans. While Republicans fight internally about the bill to repeal and replace Obamacare, Democrats are heckling from the sidelines, ridiculing the GOP's disunity, making apocalyptic claims about what the Republican plan might do. By the way, in case you didn't hear it, Bernie Sanders said that thousands will die if Obamacare is repealed. He made the claim while speaking with CNN's Jake Tapper, but could not provide any specific sources that backed his assertion, instead referring to studies that have been done. You've said if this repeal and replace plan goes forward, thousands of Americans will die, said Tapper. Where did you get that estimate from? And he said, I get the estimate from the fact that studies have been done that people do not have health insurance, who do not go to the doctor when they should, do not go to the hospital when they need to, in fact, die. And thousands of people die every year because they don't have health insurance. And if you throw 24 million people off health insurance, there are no doubt that many thousands of people will die. Wrong. Health insurance is not health care. So anyway, these apocalyptic claims with no backup, what they're not doing is offering any constructive ideas on how to improve the bill, which is what they should be doing. Here's what we did. Here's what we did. Here's what we should have done. This would have made this better. Now, I don't know whether any of us Republicans would like any Democrat having anything to do with the next attempt at what this is. I just want the government to stop. I want the government to stop doing what they're doing. I've had enough. What you're doing is hurting us. Stop hurting us. 866-660-5759. How do you feel about the Republican health care plan? This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Walker Air Conditioning and Heating. And I don't know about you, but in this crazy weather year, I've been using the AC some ever since New Year's. And here comes even warmer weather. So this news is great. Up to 30% off on new systems from Train. From Walker AC and Heating. Check it out. If you qualify, you could get 0% financing APR for 72 months. Look, if your system just needs repair, they will do it and at a fair price. But if it is time for a new system, it's hard to stop a train. And it's hard to beat these great deals from Walker Air Conditioning and Heating. They're great folks. Give them a call at 972-4WALKER, 972-4WALKER, or walkerac.com. Call 888-653-0051 for financing program details about credit costs and terms. Regular APR 28.99% for newly opened accounts. APR may vary, subject to credit approval. Offer expires 12/31/2017. I love Walker AC. Check them out. 972-4WALKER or walkerac.com. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Train, because it's hard to stop a train.
You're here for Relief Factor. I encourage you to give it a try. It's all about getting rid of the inflammation in your body. If you're tired of having your back just ache and ache, your ankles do the same, your toes throb, your knees rebel, then you need to go to relieffactor.com right now and give it a try. It is nature's pharmacy, packaged in an easy-to-use group of supplements that make all the difference in the world. Put down the Aleve, put down the ibuprofen, pick up relieffactor.com. Nature's got an apothecary of everything you need to fight inflammation. Don't take those over the counters. They're bad for you. You can't take them every single day. You can, however, take relieffactor.com. You'll find detailed product information at relieffactor.com, and you get your first order at $19.95. Watch and look at all of the listener testimonials that have come in. Relieffactor.com wants you to give it a try. Learn more about the product and their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. And come one day closer to inflammation-free living. Relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com.
Here's microbiologist Dr. Kim O'Neill talking about balance of nature.
Scientific research has shown that many cancers and lifestyle diseases can be prevented with a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. This prevention comes from the phytochemicals in the plants. They fight against oxidants that damage the cell's DNA, causing mutations that lead to disease. I don't take any supplementation, but I take Balance of Nature because I've seen it in my lab. I've seen the immune response increase. I've seen your DNA repair capacity increase, and I've seen DNA protection, and I know that it works.
Balance of Nature is providing you the best offer they've ever given. 2 free months of fruits and veggies and free shipping. Call now for details. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660 AM.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My water heater broke down.
Sorry, but your homeowner's insurance doesn't cover water heater breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my water heater?
I'm afraid not.
But his water heater could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus components of 20 other major home systems and appliances, like his electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-700-1134. Home insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Life happens. Have a plan. Get a home warranty from American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-700-1134. That's 1-800-700-1134. 1-800-700-1134.
So there you are, working hard and growing your business. You know you've got a great concept and your customers love you, but you need more customers and you're not sure what to do. You know radio works. You're listening right now, but everyone's talking about digital advertising and you don't want to miss out. Let us help. 660 AM The Answer will spend time with you perfecting your message, and we'll do it by combining the power of radio and digital, because that's what we do. Find out more at 660 AM The Answer and click on Advertise with Us.
660 AM The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
If you are old and you have no health insurance, you're 55, 60 years of age, and you have no health insurance and you're sick, you will die. You may die because you can't get to a doctor when you should.
Wait, let me ask you about that, Senator, because you said that if this repeal and replace plan goes forward, thousands of Americans will die. Where do you get that estimate from?
I get that estimate from the fact that studies have been done that people who do not have health insurance, who do not go to the doctor when they should, who do not go to the hospital when they need to go, in fact die. And thousands of people die every year because they don't have health insurance. And if you throw 24 million people off of health insurance, there is no doubt that many thousands of people will die. Look, Jake, I have talked to doctors in Vermont and all over this country who see patients who walk in the door and they're really sick. And the doctor says, why didn't you come in when you first had your symptom? And when the patient says, well, I had a high deductible or I didn't have any health insurance, I didn't want to come in. Sometimes it is too late to treat those people.
Senator, but you know that in many states, Obamacare is in dire straits. The governor of Minnesota, a liberal Democrat, said that the Affordable Care Act is unaffordable. Right. According to HHS, in 2017, there's going to be a nearly 25% decline in the number of insurers participating in Obamacare compared to 2016. Don't Democrats own this bill that in many states is failing?
No, I think what you're saying is true. No one denies, certainly not me, that the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, has many serious problems. Deductibles are too high, premiums are too high. We still have too many people who don't have any health insurance. It's too complicated. It's too bureaucratic. Let's sit down and address those issues. There are many working people who, under the Affordable Care Act, cannot afford their health care.
Yeah. Well, there are many people under the joyous, wonderful mess that you guys created that had to live with a donut hole in their medication. How many people died because of that? Let me get to Kit in Carrollton. Thanks for joining us, Kit. Welcome.
Hey, thanks. Let me tell you what happens when the government gets involved in health care. A week ago tonight, I was denied health care because I am on Medicare and I was not allowed to pay with my own money.
Unbelievable. Yeah, so they wouldn't take Medicare and they wouldn't let you pay either.
They said that Medicare would fine them if they took my money. What happened was I had to babysit until 6:30 at night, drove across Dallas. By the time I got to the Docket in the Box place, it was about 7:45.
Yeah.
And they saw the Medicare card and said, we don't take it. And I said, that's okay, I'll pay. I have a flight out tomorrow, non-refundable airline ticket out the next day, and they don't take Medicare. They said they would be fined if they let me pay. So basically, the government prevented me from getting a legal commodity.
Yes.
That I was willing to pay for with my own money.
Yes. By the way, what happened? Did you go to another place?
No, I thought about going to the emergency room, but I had some 3-year-old expired medicine. What happened was I had a urinary tract infection. I had some old antibiotics.
Yeah.
Took them, and thank heavens they worked. My alternative would have been to go to the ER and wait all night with a plane to catch the next day.
No, that's, this is what happens when the government gets involved. And by the way, those places, if you find another one, somebody will work with you. Just tell them the story, and sometimes you might have to go to more than one place. You may have to see more than one doc, but it will work at some point. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM, The Answer.
What if you could have an experience of a lifetime, and I mean it, a lifetime this year? Dennis Prager here, and a timely and important expedition to the land of Israel awaits you. Make plans now for the Stand with Israel tour happening this fall. Join me on a 9-day trip to Israel that offers you firsthand insight into Israel's unique past and probably unique future. We'll introduce you to the geopolitical, economic, and security dynamics of a truly remarkable nation. Get a behind-the-scenes view into many of the places you've read and heard about, all during United Jerusalem's 50th anniversary. The Western Wall, Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, Golan Heights, and much more. With expert guides and important lectures at key sites, all in the comfort and safety of first-class accommodations.
Look forward to something special this year. Stand with Israel. For details about this all-inclusive trip happening this fall, visit 660amtheanswer.com for all the details.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Climate Evangelista Eye Center. Let's talk about the way the world looks to you and the way you look to the world. Do you think the reading glasses just make you look more distinguished and mature? Well, maybe that got old after a while, and now you're just looking to get rid of them because you'd like to actually see a menu at a restaurant. You'd like to actually see that text you just got. We're going to help you get rid of readers at ridofreaders.com. That's a good website name. And it's a good thing to check out from my friends at Climate Evangelista Eye Center. If you are tired of being trapped by the readers, the cheaters, whatever you want to call them, and you're looking to put that behind you, call 1-800-714-2020, 1-800-714-2020, or ridofreaders.com. They have helped tons of people like you get out of those readers. Great prices. Ask them about low monthly payments. Restrictions may apply. Contact Climate Evangelista for full details at 1-800-714-2020, 1-800-714-2020, or ridofreaders.com.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
Did you know that every dollar you invest in real estate makes you money 5 ways? Cash flow, money in your pocket each month. Equity capture, the thousands of dollars you create when you have the right team and buy the right property using the right map. Appreciation, real estate can increase in value over time. Equity buildup, renters pay down your mortgage each month. And finally, the tax advantage. When done correctly, real estate investors pay no taxes on our cash flow and capital gains. At Lifestyles Unlimited, these are the 5 ways we make money in real estate, which is why real estate accounts for more millionaires in the world today than any other investment vehicle. You should have some real estate in your portfolio. To learn how to attend a Lifestyles Unlimited free workshop, call 866-971-8888 8970 or go to lifestylesunlimitedDallas.com and register for the next available workshop. That's 866-971-8970 or go to lifestylesunlimitedDallas.com.
Yeah, your toilet's definitely clogged, but I think I found the problem. Sir, is this your action figure?
Yes, I sent him in to check out the pipes.
As a small business owner, you've got enough to deal with. Let the experts at Progressive insure your business so you can focus on more important things. With over 30 commercial, auto, and business coverage options, we'll build a plan that's right for you.
I got something else. Are these toy cars?
Had to send in backup.
Visit progressivecommercial.com to get started. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I know I need to earn my MBA if I want to move up. I'm looking for an MBA that offers unique concentrations. I want an online MBA that's top-ranked, established. I care about the school's reputation because I know my future employers will too.
Thinking about earning your MBA? At Northeastern's DeMoore McKim School of Business, we offer a 100% online MBA with 8 concentrations that can help set you apart in today's competitive workforce.
To speak to an enrollment advisor, text INSPIRE to 37913.
660 AM The Answer. 660amtheanswer.com. The Wells Report. Must hear radio on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. So it's still alive. It's still moving forward. And we are keeping our eyes upon it. Somebody else we're keeping our eyes on is this judge in Hawaii. He's the most recent judge to stand in the way of Donald Trump as part of what looks like deep state sabotage. A lot of people have written about this, and the judges have used the very scanty, and I mean crazily nutty idea that something that Donald Trump said during his campaign would have something to do with their decision making, which is, I got to be honest with you, it's intellectually bankrupt. You know, it's just completely stupid. And I don't understand. Well, I understand they are getting away with it. I'm trying to figure out how they get away with it. So Derrik Watson issued a temporary restraining order blocking President Trump's revised travel ban. This was the travel ban that was looked over by lawyers and said, this one's pretty much bulletproof. They're going to have to go way over the line to be able to throw some sort of temporary restraining order at it. Well, okay. Now, I was very sure that they were going to find somebody that would throw something extraordinarily dumb at it, and by golly, they did. There is a guy out there who writes for Breitbart. His name is Robert Barnes. His opinion of this is pretty serious. It's he's one of the legal editors for Breitbart. In a ruling yesterday afternoon, an Obama appointee, we already know his name, Derrik K. Watson, prevented the president of the United States from enforcing his own executive order to protect the nation from migrants from terror-riddled countries. The judge then prevented, and listen to what he did, the judge then prevented every other judge in every other state from following the president's order, the judge making himself a one-man Supreme Court and substitute president. The judge then held that American universities and immigrants living here can prohibit America from ever limiting immigration from Muslim-heavy countries, claiming the First Amendment gives Muslim-dominant nations a right of immigration to America. What? Such arrogance and abuse of authority sound familiar? Such First Amendment favoritism towards Islam sound familiar? President Obama did appoint this judge. And a rule of thumb of federal judges, they tend to mirror the psychologies of the man who appointed them. According to Mr. Barnes, the judge ruling is completely lawless. It mirrors Obama's deep state allies in his shadow government's attempt to sabotage the Trump presidency. There is no precedent for the court order. In fact, every precedent is against this court order. Read the detailed logic and scholastic citation of proper governing legal authorities from the decision of a moderately liberal Boston judge who upheld every part of Trump's prior order. To give you an idea how lawless this decision was, try to find an analogous case the Hawaiian judge cites for his ruling. There is none. Not a single prior example of another judge ever doing what this judge did to the extent that he did it. To give you another example of how baseless the court's ruling is, even liberal law professors and scribes criticize the more limited Ninth Circuit decision that this Hawaii judge goes far beyond. Liberal law professor Jonathan Turley noted that Trump should win a challenge against the ruling. Liberal Democrat professor Alan Dershowitz noted the same. Liberal law scribe Jeffrey Toobin conceded for the same reasons. First, nationwide injunctions from non-party plaintiffs are not supposed to happen. A district judge presides over his district, not the nation. He should not override or overrule judges, nor dictate his opinions on the whole nation. The law does not make him a single judge Supreme Court. The Supreme Court itself warned against issuing any relief, not individually and specifically necessary for the plaintiffs, before the court, noting that neither declaratory nor injunctive relief can directly interfere with the enforcement of contested statutes or ordinances except with respect in the particular federal plaintiffs. The Supreme Court warned against extending the reach beyond the particular federal plaintiffs in the case. Here's the problem. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has really got a problem here. They were set to vacate their own ruling on the first executive order on this subject because they realized that what was going on is they were looking down a precedent poor situation that could only go bad for the legalistic idiot savants in the court. The principles of comity compel that a court should not grant national relief when doing so would create great tensions with courts in other circuits and would endanger forum shopping. Encourage forum shopping. The Ninth Circuit further reinforced that a federal court may not attempt to determine the rights of parties not before the court. What kind of case was that the Ninth Circuit was not saying to extend your ruling beyond? That's a good one. I mean, there's nothing to this. An immigration case that was the National Center for Immigration Rights versus the INS, 743, blah, 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 blah. The Ninth Circuit repeated the principle again and again. That's why the Supreme Court reversed a California judge's order, just like this Hawaii judge's order, imposing a national ban beyond his limited district jurisdiction of the parties before him. Second, there is no constitutional right to a visa or a right of immigration or emigration. A quick recap of the Supreme Court decisions explains why. Aliens outside the country receive no constitutional protection. The Supreme Court repeatedly held that an alien seeking initial admission to the United States requests a privilege, and there is no constitutional rights granting or regarding this application. For the power to admit or exclude aliens is a sovereign prerogative. Thus, the president may shut out aliens whenever the president determines such entry would be prejudicial to the interests of the United States. Our laws, our Constitution, they are not suicide pacts. They're just not. This guy's trying to do some very interesting things with this ruling. That's just to start. Wait till you hear the rest of this. Congress expressly authorized this presidential action in the one statute the Ninth Circuit tried to hide in its prior decision. Cited above, Section 8 USC, U.S. Code 1182. Actions of the president in respect of enforcing the law are largely immune from judicial inquiry or interference. This is because the Constitution entrusts the power to regulate immigration exclusively to the political branches of the federal government. As the Supreme Court recently reiterated during Clinton's presidency, judicial deference to the executive branch is especially appropriate in the immigration context, given the sensitive political functions that implicate questions of foreign relations. So very true. Admission to America is a privilege, not a right. Congress gave the president broad statutory authority to exclude any alien he saw fit. A full recitation of the law is useful because it's the one law, like the Hawaii judge, like the Ninth Circuit, all hid from. This is a mistake. 866-660-5759. Let's get to Don in Plano, Texas. Don, thanks for joining us. Hello.
You're welcome. I hope it didn't go through, but if it does go through, they should send all the aliens from these countries to Hawaii and Maryland.
I agree, because those are the judges that ruled against this executive order. I think you're completely correct, Don. I completely believe you, and I agree with you. They should all go to Hawaii and Maryland, and also, not just that, the clock started. When President Trump put out his first executive order saying that 7 countries, not 6, would not be able to, there would be a moratorium on travel from those countries to the United States until the United States got its crap together. A clock started. It's been some 30 days since that happened. Now we have another executive order that's also being restrained. So what does this mean? This means there is a yawning gap for terrorists from any of these 6 countries to infiltrate the United States. They're certainly not going to be stopped now. To infiltrate the United States and put together a terrorist act. And if that happens, these judges, well, I hope they have a good plan for the rest of their lives absent public service. That's all I can say. The National Review has written it this way. David French says the unfolding series of judicial decisions blocking the Trump administration's past and present temporary travel bans, especially the ruling handed down last night in Hawaii, if upheld by the courts of appeal or the Supreme Court, could risk fatally undermining our nation's constitutionally national security structure and our national sovereignty, and could extend and magnify our military conflicts abroad. It's all about standing in a court. It's complex, but David French writes it beautifully. Rules on standing means not just anybody can waltz into a federal court and challenge government actions. To maintain an action, you must demonstrate that you have suffered a violation of a recognized right. To use the lingo of the courts, you must show your injuries are concrete and particularized. Okay. Now, Robert Barnes goes on to talk about what President Trump can do under these circumstances. And what he can do is he can go full Andrew Jackson. Yeah. Which essentially is to do anything he chooses. I'll read this later when I can read. I want you to get this. This is a very, very good set of musings by Robert Barnes.
Read slow.
Yeah, I'm going too fast, huh? That's what I'm doing wrong. I got it. See Dick run. See Dick run to the courtroom. See Dick sit behind the bench and screw up the president. That was very bad, Dick. For the rest of you, don't be a dick. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, it's Mitch Gallagher.
And I'm Dave Trainer.
And we're the hosts of House Talk Texas, heard every Sunday morning at 7 a.m.
We feature interviews with DFW area providers of products and services for your home to make living in your home just a little bit more enjoyable.
That's right, Dave. Visit housetalktexas.com to hear past interviews and to see special offers from our sponsors.
And if there's a company you think we should interview, let us know.
House Talk Texas, this and every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, I'm Rick Foster with Guardian Financial Management and the host of Plain Talk, No Worries Financial Hour. Heard right here on 660 AM at 4 o'clock every Saturday. Do you know why the stock market did so well in the 80s and 90s and why there have been 2 major crashes in the last 16 years? You need to know the reasons why so you can make the right decisions for your family. Listen to Plain Talk, No Worries here every Saturday at 4 o'clock and we will pull back the curtains and show you the truth. That's 4 o'clock on Saturday right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, Granddad, remember teaching me to shoot with that old rifle you had?
Boy, those are some of my favorite memories.
I know, me too. I think it's time to teach my boy. I want to give him those same experiences that we had. Do you still have it?
Yeah, but that thing hasn't been used in years.
It's all right. Not a problem at all. I know this perfect place we can take it to.
Hello, my name is Paul Smith. I'm the owner of Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter's Supply. I know we all have memories of growing up, being taught how to shoot weapons safely by our fathers, our grandfathers. One of the things that we do is complete firearm restorations. You know, with guns, they're very personal to people. When you see the joy on these people's faces when they bring a gun, it looks like it's ready to be thrown in the garbage dump. And then when they come back and pick it up, it looks like brand new. I mean, it does mean a lot to me.
Restore your memories. Go to drivingnailsgunsmithing.com. That's drivingnailsgunsmithing.com.
Attention, this is an investor notice. Are you interested in making some extra cash buying real estate tax liens? Then listen to this. The Government Tax Lien Network is offering a free tax lien kit, which contains 2 DVDs and a step-by-step report that will show you how to earn guaranteed returns between 15 and 35% yearly, which is completely secured by the government. They'll even show you how to do this inside your own retirement accounts. So if you're looking to become a real estate investor without risk, then call 1-800-597-9187 now to get your free tax lien kit. Then get ready to buy tax liens for pennies on the dollar and buy houses for as low as $500, all from your home with little or no money, working only 5 to 10 hours per week. Call 800-597-9187 right now to get your free tax lien kit plus 2 free tickets to a live training event and a free $20 Visa gift card just for attending. Call 800-597-9187. 800-597-9187 for your free tax lien kit now. Individual results may vary.
At any time in Texas, it can feel like the change of the seasons. But I'll tell you what, as we work our way into springtime, Abacus Foundation has been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. And with a warmer temperature and additional moisture, oh my, the foundations can be rocking and rolling. So if you got cracks in the sheetrock or doors that are sticking, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. These are the people I call. These are the folks who have been to my house. These are the folks who will not give you a foundation job you don't need, but will tell you exactly what's going on. Now, if you do need a new foundation, you got the Millennium Composite Pilings, the strongest, and folks at Abacus are the only folks offering it. And get this, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. AbacusFoundationRepair.com. Lifetime warranty, transferable, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
Hey everyone, Larry North here for ViaScan. ViaScan is the most advanced scan you can actually do for the body in the world and the only one in Texas. ViaScan does body scans, heart scans, lung scans, virtual colonoscopy, and much more. The best part is it's all non-invasive. Their mission is to provide you with the most advanced technology, support, and education to empower you to improve your health. Call ViaScan today, 1-800-585-2702, or better yet, go to the website 123bodyscan.com.
Compassion International presents the Rock and Worship Roadshow featuring Stephen Curtis Chapman. Sunday, March 26th, 6 p.m. at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, along with Francesca Battistelli, Ren Collective, Passion, Family Force 5, Jordan Feliz, and the Roadshow's pre-show party with Derrik Minor and Urban Rescue. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com and the AAC box office. Welcomed by 94.9 KLTY. More info at theroadshowtour.com.
660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. John David Wells at your service. This kind of spooked me. This really kind of spooked me out just a little bit here. 2 Secret Service agents are under investigation for taking selfies with President Donald Trump's 8-year-old grandson, Donald III, last weekend. Mother Jones reported today that agents who were assigned to watch over Donald III were driving Trump's grandson to New York City from Westchester County, where the Trump family has an estate. During the ride into New York City, Donald III had fallen asleep. The young boy's Secret Service agents began to take selfies with Donald III, causing him to wake up. Trump's grandson was freaked out. He told his mother what happened when he got home. The issue was quickly taken up by top management at the Secret Service. The U.S. Secret Service is aware of the matter involving 2 of our agents and 1 of our protects. Our Office of Professional Responsibility will always thoroughly review a matter to determine the facts and to ensure proper long-standing protocols and procedures are followed. The Secret Service would caution individuals not to jump to conclusions that may grossly mischaracterize the matter. Okay. I'll try. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM, The Answer.
It is not easy to know if you're making the right decisions with your finances and savings. If your financial plan is even slightly out of tune, you may be paying too much for taxes or retiring without a sound income plan. Jamie Blumenthal at Retirement Strategies and Solutions can help. Listen to 660 AM The Answer Saturdays at 8 p.m. to retire the right way. Or call Jamie now at 800-287-1667. That's 800-287-1667.
How will the future affect the money decisions you make now? Find out Saturday morning with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell on Smart Money. Smart Money will bring you the latest information regarding financial markets and what it means to you and your investment and retirement portfolio. Not knowing could be costly. Smart Money, a voice of experience and integrity, with Jerry Tuma and John Criswell. Saturday mornings at 8 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hey, it's Frank Reed. I'm visiting with my friend Dr. Chad Glines from Genesis Back and Neck. You probably heard he's partnered with the Elevani Health Group for gel injections for your knee. Now, I've received this procedure myself. My knee pain is completely gone, but you guys do a lot more than knees at Genesis.
Yeah, absolutely. Being a spinal decompression specialist, we've been able to help people for years with their disc problems, but now teaming up with Elevani Health Group, it's amazing what we can do for knees with the gel injections. We have stem cell injections, but we can also take care of pain anywhere with this new device that we use. It's just an unbelievable procedure. And the crazy thing, it's narcotic free.
And the cool thing is this is covered by the insurance and probably even your Medicare.
Absolutely. Medicare covers it. It is just amazing the results we're seeing with this.
You don't have to live with pain any longer. And your initial consultation is always free. Call for your appointment at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922.
Hey, folks, this is Brian Church and Les Stouter with the Startup.com show, and I want to tell you about RG Patent Consulting. They specialize in helping small and large entity innovators worldwide obtain patent protection. Just visit their website at rgpatentconsulting.com and set up a personal interview with one of their highly trained patent professionals. And don't forget to keep tuning in to the Startup.com show.
Listen every Sunday at 8 p.m. for Startup.com on 660 AM. The Answer.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM. The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. President Trump releases his $1.2 trillion proposed budget to little enthusiasm from Republicans and lots of pushback from Democrats. White House Budget Director Mick Mulvaney.
The largest reduction, if you've seen the budget already, is a 31% reduction within the Environmental Protection Agency. The next largest reduction on a percentage basis is within Department of State. And the other departments are reduced in lesser amounts.
GOP Senator John McCain says this budget won't fly. In Tokyo, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson says the world needs a new approach to contain North Korea.
The diplomatic and other efforts of the past 20 years to bring North Korea to a point of denuclearization have failed.
Tillerson met with Japanese leaders today and visited U.S. troops in South Korea. Fox News, we report, you decide.
This is 660 AM. The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Walker Air Conditioning and Heating. And I don't know about you, but in this crazy weather year, I've been using the AC some ever since New Year's. And here comes even warmer weather, so this news is great. Up to 30% off on new systems from Trane. From Walker AC and Heating, check it out. If you qualify, you could get 0% financing APR for 72 months. Look, if your system just needs repair, they will do it and at a fair price. But if it is time for a new system, it's hard to stop a train. And it's hard to beat these great deals from Walker Air Conditioning and Heating. They're great folks. Give them a call at 972-4WALKER, 972-4WALKER, or walkerac.com. Call 888-653-0051 for financing program details about credit costs and terms. Regular APR 28.99% for newly opened accounts. APR may vary, subject to credit approval. Offer expires 12/31/2017. I love Walker AC. Check them out. 972-4WALKER or walkerac.com. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Trane, because it's hard to stop a train. Hey, it's Mark Davis. If I come to you on the subject of buying insurance, you might instantly recoil. Oh, it's complex, it's hard, it's expensive. What are you even talking about? Health insurance, life insurance, disability insurance? Well, I'm talking about all of those, and I've got a place you can go that makes it simple and affordable. It is PolicyGenius.com, an AR genius, PolicyGenius.com, POLICY, PolicyGenius.com. Unbiased advice and real quotes on health insurance, life insurance, renter's insurance, disability insurance, even pet insurance, hey, veterinary bills. It's one magnificent site, PolicyGenius.com. Great advice. You get to compare insurance quotes and save, and you can then apply and buy. One place, PolicyGenius.com. The simplest way to get the right policy for you at the right price. No jargon. It's unbiased. It's an honest approach that puts you first. PolicyGenius.com. Check it out. I've done it. I love it. POLICY, PolicyGenius.com. Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Patriot Mobile. Man, it seems like nothing's easy these days. All we're trying to do is get a conservative agenda enacted. Well, there's all kinds of distractions. Tell you what, let's keep our eyes on the prize. Let's keep our focus on doing what we can do to move that conservative agenda, whether it's about borders, repealing Obamacare, getting conservative Supreme Court justices, and that's Patriot Mobile, a conservative cell phone company. PatriotMobile.com/Mark to learn about special offers just for you. Or 1-800-A-PATRIOT. Why do we need a conservative cell phone company? Because Big Mobile, which you're probably doing business with, donates to the left. They donated to Hillary, and that was your money. At Patriot Mobile, they take their up to 5% of earnings, and they donate to conservative causes and candidates, and you get to help pick which one. So let's go. 1-800-A-PATRIOT, same quality of service, same phone selection. Buy out of your contract. They're wonderful people too. 1-800-A-PATRIOT or PatriotMobile.com/Mark. PatriotMobile.com/Mark.
I used to play a lot of sports in college, but when I got older, my legs started to burn and ache, making it hard to work out. Then I noticed those varicose and spider veins. I couldn't believe it. I thought this only happened to my mom and her friends.
The professionals at Vein Clinics of America have performed over 1 million personalized procedures for their patients, making them the largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring your legs back to health in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I called Vein Clinics of America, and they fixed my legs. No more ugly veins. Now I can run and do squats again.
Guys, get back in the game. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation with one of our doctors and learn how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call now. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Usually we never, ever have a sale like this, but for just 3 more weeks, Renewal by Anderson Replacement Windows is having one of our biggest sales. I'm Robert Jackson from Renewal by Anderson. During our sale, save $300 on every window, save $775 on every patio door, and get a free upgrade to our most energy-efficient smart sunglass. Call before March 31st to save $300 on every window, save $775 on every patio door, and that's with no money down, no payments, and no interest for a year. That means you won't pay anything for an entire year. Plus, you'll get the free upgrade to our smart sunglass. It's Renewal by Anderson's 31-day sale, but now there are just 3 weeks left with limited appointments available.
Call 469-706-3400. 469-706-3400. That's 469-706-3400.
If you're retired or retiring soon, you may be worrying if you have enough money to retire on. Where will your income come from? What can you do to maximize Social Security benefits? Do you have the best retirement plan for your situation? If these thoughts sound familiar or you have more, don't miss this free Money Matters Retirement Seminar. Choose 1 p.m. Saturday, March 25th in the Money Matters building in Plano or 7 p.m. Tuesday, March 28th, Hilton Garden Inn, Arlington. Reserve now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. We're going through this article in Breitbart. We haven't been able to second source this. So this is not necessarily confirmed, but Robert Barnes is a very serious writer. He's a legal writer for Breitbart. There's some writing here that I want to read to you. I'll quit cogitating over it and just read it, and you take it for what it's worth. The district court judge in Hawaii, who was a fellow law graduate of Harvard Law School with former President Obama, and in fact, Obama was in Hawaii yesterday before the decision was issued. So some people have speculated on the coincidence of that. But he, the judge, issued a decision that blocks the ability of anybody to enforce this order anywhere. The executive order, said Barnes. So he went beyond the District of Hawaii. He said no state can enforce it. Nobody in any part of the country can enforce it. Nobody anywhere in the administration can enforce it. He issued what's called a nationwide injunction, and it precludes any application of the order pretty much on any respect of the order pretty much until there's further review. His basis for doing so was an extraordinary interpretation of the right to travel and the freedom of association. You need to listen to this. These rights, this right of travel and the freedom to associate, which before had only been associated with U.S. citizens, was redefined by this judge. Every court decision in the 200 years prior to this one has said that people who are not citizens of the United States, who are not present within the United States, have no First Amendment constitutional rights. The Constitution does not extend internationally to anyone, anywhere, any place, at any time. The Constitution doesn't extend internationally to any of those places. Instead, this judge said it did. As long as you had a university here who wanted to assert, quote unquote, the foreigner's rights, or you had some kind of physical person here. In this case, it was one of the leading Muslim imams in Hawaii. He wants to bring over various family and friends from the Middle East. Then the Hawaii judge started really malfunctioning here. The Hawaii judge's decision said that he has a First Amendment constitutional right to bring his family and friends. We're talking about the imam. The Hawaii judge's decision says the imam has a First Amendment constitutional right to bring his various family and friends from the Middle East because he's Muslim. This was one of the most extraordinary interpretations of the Establishment Clause in the First Amendment ever given, which is that because there are Muslim countries that were banned where the issue of terror arises from, that meant that they had special right to access our country and visit our country. As long as there is somebody here who wants them here, no president can ever preclude them from coming here. This is completely wrong. This is all bogus. He basically gave First Amendment rights to everybody around the world and gave special preference to people who are Muslim under his interpretation of the First Amendment. The order is extraordinarily broad. Its legal doctrine has no limits. If you keep extending this, it means people from around the world have a special right to access the United States, visit the United States, emigrate to the United States, get visas to the United States. There would be no limit. The president would never be able to control our own borders. It would be solely to the whim of a federal judge who effectively delegated it, in this case, to a Muslim imam in Hawaii. Barnes went on to note the judge did not cite any prior decision that has ever established this astonishing new quirk of the Constitution. Last year, according to Barnes, the Supreme Court implicitly said the opposite when they said your right to association does not include a right to bring foreigners to the United States in the Din decision. Now, there were several concurrences, so the binding precedent of that has been left open, but he does not even reference or mention or discuss the right to ban any alien from the country. He doesn't even mention the statute. That main statute, by the way, which I've read several times in the last few days, gives the president directly the right to ban any alien from the country for any reason he deems appropriate for any temporary time period. So this judge has obviously malfunctioned at a level resembling art. Barnes said that this is a product of what he calls liberal law school education that was happening when he was in law school, which is to say they're increasingly teaching lawyers to replace objective analysis with subjective preference, but to pretend their subjective bias was really objective reality when it wasn't. They basically taught you to lie to yourself about what the law really, really was and what it really stood for. Obama reflects that. This judge deeply reflects that. He's someone whose opinion would be taken apart. If he was a first-year law school student, he would get an F on his next exam because of how badly he misapplied the law. Unfortunately, the liberal law school mentality, this is what they've taught people to do. To give you an idea of how bad it is, yesterday, 5 Ninth Circuit judges dissented from reviewing the decision about the prior Ninth Circuit decision. The prior Ninth Circuit decision effectively became moot when President Trump replaced his old executive order with the new one. We talked about this yesterday. These 5 judges said that prior decision was so bad that they needed to vacate the decision and should vacate the prior decision, even though that's very rare under these circumstances. No kidding. They referred to the obligation to correct the manifest many obvious fundamental errors that went against all the presidents that the guy overlooked or neglected prior to the panel discussion. So how bad is it? This is rich. How bad is it that someone finally makes a decision so terrible that the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals wants to repeal their own decision? How bad is it? How bad is this court gone rogue that even they want to vacate their own decision because of the manifest errors involved in the misapplication of law? It's unbelievable. Regina in Dallas, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hello. Well, can you tell me how difficult would it be? Because I hear that it is possible that they just abolish the Ninth Circuit Court. And if I've heard that it's like 80% of the time, their rulings are unconstitutional. And if the Congress is supposed to be upholding their oath of office to protect the Constitution, it seems like, but I don't know how difficult it is. You know, you hear about things, but then is it like it takes years to do this? Or can you explain to me about that, please? And then one more thing.
Sure.
Can you explain to me, does that mean that those judges have to live in those Western states and that's why they're put on that court when they get appointed? Or how? I hear they're appointed, but how does that process work too? I'm sorry, I'm an average American citizen that doesn't understand a lot of stuff.
You know what? That is not a problem. That is why we are here. Okay. That is why we're here. So I'm going to put you on hold. So let me make sure I've got this.
Yeah.
You want to know how Congress can go abolishing a court.
Yes.
And what's the other question?
Part of it is why are those particular judges on that court?
Okay.
Is it because they're from those states? And how do judges end up on the Ninth Court, the District Court, and then other numbers?
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. Stand by. Don't go anywhere because I'll come back to you here in a minute. So the way this works is this. This is the Judicial Code of 1911 and the abolition of the U.S. Circuit Courts. An act to codify, revise, and amend the laws relating to the judiciary. In 1911, Congress created a single code encompassing all statute related to the judiciary and took the opportunity to revise and unify existing laws. At the same time, Congress abolished the U.S. Circuit Courts as of the effective date of the statute, January 1st, 1912. This was established by the Judiciary Act of 1789. The circuit courts served as the most important trial courts of the United States for over a century. The circuit courts lost their limited appellate jurisdiction in 1891, creating the U.S. Court of Appeals. But as part of the political compromise behind the Act of 1891, the circuit courts continued to serve as trial courts alongside district courts for the next 20 years. By abolishing the circuit courts and transferring the jurisdictions and pending business to the district courts, Congress instituted a judicial system with a single type of that court and eliminated the inefficiencies associated with administering two types of courts that were often presided over by the same judge. The remainder of the Judicial Code of 1911 was not so much a reorganization of the structure or procedures of the federal courts as it was a standardization of law governing the judiciary. For more than 120 years, many contradictory statutes had accumulated through legislation approved by the purposes or for the purposes of ongoing individual courts. Congress had first gathered the statutes related to the judiciary in a single code in the revised statutes that existed in and were adopted in 1874. But the resulting title, make that 13, preserved all of the legislation then in effect without reconciling the varying rules and so on. So what ended up happening was the Congress appointed a commission to recommend provisions of the Judicial Code. The subsequent report became the basis of the proposed revision submitted to Congress in March of 1910, which became the Judicial Code of 1911. There's more. I've got to take this break, Regina, but that gives you the basic ideas of where they were, what they had to do. There were all kinds of various different laws and statutes and so on and so forth they had to put together in the Judicial Code of 1911. Now, what does that say about abolishing a court? Tell you next. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, if you need to sell your home without all the headaches most people experience, hey, Sean Hannity here to tell you that after years of buying, selling, investing millions of dollars in real estate, that all real estate agents do not operate the same way. Now, what makes the difference between a home selling fast and for top dollar and one that sits on the market for months and doesn't even sell at all? Well, you have a great American right in your backyard that I trust if I needed to sell my home. I'm talking about Josh Deshong of Josh Deshong Real Estate at Keller Williams. Now, he services the entire Dallas area, attracts hundreds of buyers every week. He sells a home on average every 20 hours. Now, Josh spends thousands of dollars every month and creates demand for your home, which makes it sell faster and for more money. Now, you risk nothing since at any point, if you're not happy, well, you can get out of the contract free and clear and pay nothing. But trust me, that's not going to happen. Don't play games with your home. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644. That's 972-325-6644 or online, getsold.net. That's getsold.net. And you can start packing.
Oh, we've got to figure out a way to save energy, babe. Our heating bills are crazy.
See this?
Whoa, what's that? A new remote?
It is. Budget Blinds was here this morning and installed these motorized shades in the kitchen. Come here, watch.
So I just sit here, they open, they close. This is really very cool.
Yeah, Budget Blinds comes in and measures, then they install everything. Oh, you didn't have to lift a finger, right?
Hey, I like that almost as much as the remote, but we were talking about saving energy.
Yes, right. See, the shades are also on a timer.
A timer?
You program the timer to open them in the morning and let the sun in, then close in the evening to keep in the warmth.
Maybe we should do the rest of the house.
What a great idea, honey.
Right now, during Budget Blinds Luxury Within Reach event, motorized window coverings are more affordable than ever. The more you buy, the more you save, with savings up to $2,000. Hurry and call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now before this offer ends, or go online to budgetblinds.com. Don't miss out. Call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now. Offer good on select products at participating independently owned and operated franchises. Restrictions may apply. Ask for details.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, you should give Physicians Mutual Insurance Company a call. 1-800-500-0898. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away. So you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Call and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-500-0898. That's 1-800-500-0898. 1-800-500-0898.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. I went from being able to work 14, 16 hours a day with no problem to where I could barely walk a block to the store. I went on to the phytonutrients about 6 months ago, and within a couple of months, my medical doctor had cut my prescriptions down in a little bit smaller dosage. The next time I went back a month later, I walked into the doctor's office and he said, "My gosh, what's happened to you? You don't even look like the same person." He looked at my legs and the swelling had gone down. My blood pressure was down. The venous stasis ulcers that I had had on my legs for the last 4 or 5 years because of the poor circulation were all healed, and I'm feeling far better.
The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies free, and we'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
At Simple Sleep Services, we believe the best way to treat the serious medical condition of sleep apnea is the easy way. Our team of doctors are experts in providing the least invasive treatment for snoring and sleep apnea. A custom-fit, comfortable solution that you simply pop in before bed each night and wake up feeling refreshed. And it's covered by medical insurance. You don't have to endure the cumbersome CPAP mask or go through the pain and downtime of surgery or implants. We are the most experienced team in the nation providing our treatment. Your diagnosis will be from a board-certified sleep physician using today's latest technology. Let us start you down the path of a restful night's sleep. Visit simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. Treat your sleep apnea and snoring the simple way. No CPAP, no surgery, no implants, just simple sleep. Go to simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. Don't spend another night on the couch or sleeping alone. simplesleepservices.com.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. We are here with Regina. Regina, I just showed you how we got to the Judicial Act of 1911.
Yeah.
Which essentially put things, which codified all of the various disparate rules and statutes and so on and so forth that governed the federal courts. So what ended up happening is now we've got everything organized, and then that took us back to where the Constitution said the Congress would create inferior courts to the Supreme Court of the United States. The Constitution is not specific on how that works or how that shouldn't work. So what they're doing basically is this. All they need to do is pass a bill that abolishes the court, and then pass a bill that reconstitutes another court. Now, if I was going to do it, I would not just split up the court like some people have suggested, renumber the courts and so on and so forth to the whim of Congress. What I would do is I would get rid of the number 9 as well, so that throughout all of American history, judges would be served a reminder that they can indeed lose their court for gross incompetence, which, by the way, I think this proves. You can read the statute that gives President Trump the right to issue this executive order, and you can figure out what it says. To say that it says anything beyond the plain language of the president can at any time stop aliens from any given country from coming to the United States for any length of time, as long as it's temporary, is not in question. Right. What they're saying is that because he said certain things during his campaign for president.
I know. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that they're ruling on that. Well, that's not binding. That language isn't binding. So it's obviously incompetence.
Right. How many courts are there?
There are 12. There are a couple that we never hear of. Like, for example, the last time a court was abolished, it was the Commerce Court in 1913.
Wow. Okay, and so like this. Okay, my other question was, how do the judges? Okay, because it seems like all the lousy judges are on this Ninth Circuit Court.
They are gathered. They're gathered from wherever they are. They are nominated. Sometimes they're nominated from people in the current circuit. Sometimes they're outside the circuit and they move.
And because the West Coast is more liberal, that's why we ended up with the judges we have on the Ninth Court. Is that right?
It's just an accident. And it's just an accident. Those guys showed up in the same place at the same time. When I say guys, I'm not talking about gender. I'm talking about people.
Right. And are you being funny? Because it's not just an accident, is it? Or,
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Okay.
It becomes after a while, you live in California, you start thinking like Californians.
Oh, okay.
And after a while, who do these people talk to? Are they going to sit down with us and talk about anything that we talk about? No, they're going to sit down with us and they're going to start talking about the law because it's all they know. They are quite literally idiot legalist savants. They don't know what to do unless it's written down in a book. And sometimes, as we've seen, not even that matters.
And they're being applauded by the people in their area. So, so that encourages them to even continue the way they are.
Well, in this particular case, yeah, you're right. So to answer your question, a court can be abolished through actions of Congress, which it probably should consider. I have some thoughts on this. I want to share them with you next about how you would actually go about getting rid of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Next on the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Hi, I'm Rick Foster with Guardian Financial Management and the host of Plain Talk, No Worries Financial Hour. Heard right here on 660 AM at 4 o'clock every Saturday. Do you know why the stock market did so well in the 80s and 90s and why there have been 2 major crashes in the last 16 years? You need to know the reasons why so you can make the right decisions for your family. Listen to Plain Talk, No Worries here every Saturday at 4 o'clock and we will pull back the curtains and show you the truth. That's 4 o'clock on Saturday right here on 660 AM The Answer.
This is Ed Rollins. President Donald Trump has nominated Neil Gorsuch for the Supreme Court. And we need millions of Americans to pick up the phone right now to deliver your voice directly to your senator. This is the most critical moment in modern history that will define the future of our country. Radical liberals like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi have vowed to block President Trump's nomination by all means possible. We need millions of Americans to call 800-939-5885 to send your voice directly to your senator to demand the immediate confirmation of Judge Gorsuch to the Supreme Court. This could be the most important phone call you will ever make for the future of our country. Please call 800-939-5885 and put the pressure on the U.S. Senate to confirm President Trump's nominee. Again, call 800-939-5885. Please help pressure the Senate to confirm Neil Gorsuch and help Donald Trump make America great again. Call now.
Paid for by Great America PAC, which is responsible for the content of this message. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. GreatAmericaPAC.com.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. They give you the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. You think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you're open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
Hi, I'm Larry Patterson, owner of Glass Doctor. In our disposable society, we're conditioned to throw out the whole thing when just one part goes bad. Like when the insulated glass windows in your home get condensation between the panes. You don't need to replace the whole window. The specialists at Glass Doctor can install new insulated glass in your existing frames with a lifetime warranty for a lot less than you might think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today. That's glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah!
Compassion International presents the Rock and Worship Roadshow featuring Stephen Curtis Chapman. Sunday, March 26th, 6 p.m. at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, along with Francesca Battistelli, Ren Collective, Passion, Family Force 5, Jordan Feliz, and the Roadshow's pre-show party with Derrik Minor and Urban Rescue. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com and the AAC box office. Welcomed by 94.9 KLTY. More info at theroadshowtour.com.
Amazing to realize, but it's been almost 2 years I've been talking with you about Relief Factor, and I can tell you I've been continually inundated with testimonials. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle pain, pains of any kind, do what tens of thousands of others have done so successfully. Go to ReliefFactor.com and order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. 1-800-500-8384. That's 1-800-500-8384.
660 AM The Answer is looking to hire a new salesperson. The person we're searching for is passionate about our radio station and our values. They must also have a proven track record of sales success. We aren't looking for just anyone. We are looking for unquestionable character, professionalism, and integrity. We are a strong employee-focused company offering top compensation, benefits, bonuses, and a long-term stable future at one of the best radio stations in America. To apply, go to 660amtheanswer.com and click on About Us. Thank you.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. Now, more of the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. There's always a problem when it comes to the interaction of the three branches of American government. Okay? Because whenever you do this, especially when one branch of government seeks to change another branch of government, there is a war that is immediately foisted upon the American people and everybody that has anything to do with anything. There is a war about an overreach of power by whichever branch of government is reaching into the other branch of government for a change. FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, wanted a different kind of Supreme Court. So what he did was he kept appointing judges to it. He kept appointing judges that he thought would see things his political way until instead of 9 justices, I think he got as many as 13 on the bench, trying to alter the way the court would rule. Well, you just can't get rid of a court when you're a politician because you're mad. But certainly there's a mess in the Ninth Circuit. Jeff Flake of Arizona wants to break up the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. He says it's oversized and overworked, and they are the most liberal courts in the United States. It is the most liberal court in the United States. With regard to the court, it's just access to justice, said Flake. This is the excuse here. They break up the court because it has a very large territory. It covers California, Arizona, Alaska, Nevada, Idaho, Oregon, Montana, Washington, Hawaii, Guam, the Northern Marianas Islands. There would be an additional U.S. court, which would include Nevada, Montana, Idaho, Arizona, and Alaska. Frankly, when Senator Harry Reid and the Democrats packed the D.C. Circuit Court, they didn't need very much help because they didn't have much to do. The D.C. Circuit Court doesn't do much. So redistributing the judges to places where they're actually needed is something that John Cornyn of Texas would be willing to look at. So that answers your question. They send the judges where they need to go. In addition to being overloaded, handling 20% of the U.S. appellate cases, GOP lawmakers have considered the California-based Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals to be too radical, according to The Hill. It once ruled the words "under God" in the Pledge of Allegiance unconstitutional. That was overturned by the Supreme Court. President Trump has 4 vacancies to fill on the Ninth Circuit, which has had 18 of its 25 active judges appointed by Democrat presidents. But legislation breaking up the court, which has failed by Democrat opposition for decades, stands a better chance with a GOP-held Congress. The problem is and always has been that there's a very large and somewhat unwieldy geographic area and caseload, so the question is whether there's an effective way to deal with those appeals. Okay, so here's what's going on. This is basically just, get the politics out of the way and just start speaking plainly. It's not that big a deal to get rid of a court. You do it through Congress. But getting it through Congress is difficult. Remember, you have to get a 60-vote margin in the Senate of the United States. There would be some Democrats that would have to go along. Not many Democrats are going to do that. Why? Because remember what the Ninth Circuit Court does. It is a liberal stronghold, meaning that court is responsible for the actual enacting of most of the Democrat agenda. Remember, they can't get people to vote for it. So what they have to do is, by careful use of bringing various cases to the court at various moments, arguing various things, they enact law through the judicial branch, which is an absolute abuse of government. So, what ends up happening is this. You can't, if you're a Democrat, let the Ninth Circuit go. So you have to be strong-armed out of it, which means that, once again, Mitch McConnell is going to have to find a set of stones, and I don't think he's up to the job. So, what do we do? Well, here's what I would do. What I would do is I would have basically an impeachment hearing for the entire court in the House of Representatives. And what you would do is you would pitch the case to determine whether or not the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals should indeed be abolished. And you do this in public. This wouldn't be something that you just do as a matter of course. This is something that you, me, everyone would want to spend some time paying attention to, because this is a serious matter. So you have a great debate about whether or not the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has worn out its welcome. And you determine whether or not it has or whether or not it hasn't. And you determine whether or not, in this debate, not whether you impeach the whole court, but whether the court is or is not, whether the Congress, rather, is or is not justified in abolishing the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. That's the decision you make. So what I would do is I would have that large court case tried in the House of Representatives and voted on by the Senate as the jury. One vote per man, period. Or woman. One vote per person in the Senate. And it would be a simple majority. Now remember, you're not actually enacting anything. What you're doing is you are saying that there is sufficient cause for the Congress of the United States. There is or is not sufficient cause for the Congress of the United States to move forward with the demolition of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. And then what you'd do, I think, is you'd wait 6 months and see what the Ninth Circuit did. If they just went on as business as usual, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, with this. And you could say that this particular finding has a shelf life of 5 years. So for all intents and purposes, if indeed the Ninth Circuit Court is being deemed as up for demolishment, what you end up with is say, a 5-year probationary period for the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. If you were to do that, the actual impact on the country would be less. I mean, the judges would certainly complain. Many of them would quit. Good. You want fewer judges on the Ninth Circuit. You don't want 25. You want 13. You don't want 25 judges. That's ridiculous. Get it down to 11. There are only 9 judges on the Supreme Court. Get it down to 9 judges and 5 alternates. But that's what I would do. And you could do that with a simple act of Congress. But I would have a debate. Now, Jeff Flake would simply split the court. I would split the existing Ninth Circuit into California, Oregon, and Washington. And what I would probably do is I would probably take the rest of the and I might create 3 courts out of it. I might then create Idaho, Nevada, Arizona. Let me see if I can get those states back here again. Arizona, Nevada, Montana, Idaho, and Alaska, that they would say. That was Flake. He wanted to put Alaska in with Arizona, Nevada, Montana, Idaho, and Alaska. That might work. But then what you could do is you've also got to do something about a court for Hawaii, Guam, and the Northern Marianas Islands. But that would be a very small court. It would also be very isolated. So I guess what would end up happening is that you'd have to leave the Ninth Circuit in charge of California, Washington, Oregon, Hawaii, Guam, and the Marianas Islands. And all of the other ones, Arizona, Alaska, Nevada, Idaho, Oregon, Montana, and Nevada, they would all be in this new court. But even that's a very large court. But yeah, I could see them having to do something like that, and I think they probably should. Because this is ridiculous. There was another piece here that I wanted to make to bring to your attention. Twitchy is reporting that if you're gonna rule based on campaign rhetoric, maybe it's time to visit some other laws, right? What are some of them? What are some of those laws? A review of the historic background makes it plain why government wishes to focus the executive order on text rather than its context. The record before the court is unique and includes significant and unrebutted evidence of religious animus driving the promulgation of the executive order and its related predecessor. That's basically what they've got. Let me see if they come up with an interesting. Yeah, that's still the same thing. Yeah, if we're going to be in a situation where campaign rhetoric is in the official record, we'd be in complete, it'd be chaotic. I mean, you wouldn't be able to have any kind of predictable event in any court anywhere, especially when a political event was being engaged in. You can't do that. I mean, I understand you're saying, well, now wait a minute, John David, what you're doing is you're arguing against judge shopping. You're saying that the judge shopping is okay. Well, no, judge shopping is wrong. It should be done by law. I can't imagine that it wouldn't be. I mean, just take a case number, put it on a ping pong ball, get one of those lottery ping pong ball things, and just start naming the cases and assigning the cases as they see fit to the judges, in other words. So that you don't have any kind of real understanding of which judge you're going to show up and speak in front of. Say, for example, this particular case. So it could be anywhere in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Okay, so it's got to go to the district level first. So all the judges in the district are given a ping pong ball, and they determine where the case goes based on which one comes out first. See what I mean? I realize this is strange. I realize it's nuts, but you'll have to discuss the nuttiness and the craziness with the judge in Hawaii, the man that is absolutely, without doubt, perhaps one of the most infamous judges in the history of the American courts, Derrik Watson. This is the Wells Report.
Hello, my name is Paul Smith. I'm the owner of Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply. One of the things that we do is complete firearm restorations. We are a full-service gun repair center. We have 2 full-time on-staff gunsmiths. We do hot bluing, parkerizing, color case hardening, anodizing, nickel plating, chrome plating. We paint with Cerakote or Duracoat, hydrographics. And also we have a full machine shop and welding capabilities on site to manufacture many parts we cannot readily obtain. We stock new and used guns. We're also a dealer for SIG, Colt, Glock. We routinely stock Walther, Springfield, Sky, and Phoenix. In addition, we carry ammo, reloading supplies, military surplus items, and also prepping supplies.
For courteous service, call Paul at Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply today at 682-888-2822. That's 682-888-2822. Or go to drivingnailsgunsmithing.com.
Do you have real estate that you want to sell? Is it an apartment building, a shopping center, waterfront property, or even a modest townhome? If you're not getting offers, it's not the market, and it's not your fault. More options are always better than fewer ones, and there may be options that you haven't been given, options that every seller has, but that most owners and agents don't understand. Let me tell you about Charles Parrish. Everyday people call Charles with real estate they want to sell. When Charles makes an offer to sell your real estate, there are no commissions or settlement costs, and he pays all cash. He's licensed, bonded, insured, and A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. And he's been buying property, auctioning real estate, and getting owners the money they need for 45 years. Call now for a no-obligation consultation about all of your options at 682-593-5171. That's 682-593-5171. Or log on and go to charlesparish.com. Call now. 682-593-5171.
The tech show's on this month. I was thinking of looking at home security systems.
Oh, cool. I'll go with you. We're looking for more home security ideas, too. That's why I called Budget Blinds.
Budget Blinds?
Look at this.
A remote for the blinds.
Yep, motorized.
Okay, well, that's beyond cool. I love it. But what does it have to do with home security?
Oh, they also come with a timer. The blinds and drapes open themselves in the morning, close in the evening.
Oh, so it looks like somebody's home even when you're not.
Exactly, and I saved a bunch of money. Sally saved a bunch of money.
Ha, but you'll take the credit.
Yeah.
My brother, the tech genius. Thanks, man. Now give me that remote.
Budget Blinds motorized window coverings are the ultimate in luxury, and during the Luxury Within Reach event, they're even more affordable. The more you buy, the more you save, with savings up to $2,000. Hurry and call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now before this offer ends, or go online to budgetblinds.com. Don't miss out. Call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now. Offer good on select products at participating independently owned and operated franchises. Restrictions may apply. Ask for details.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My water heater broke down.
Sorry, but your homeowner's insurance doesn't cover water heater breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my water heater?
I'm afraid not.
But his water heater could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus components of 20 other major home systems and appliances, like his electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-700-1134. Home insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Life happens. Have a plan. Get a home warranty from American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-700-1134. That's 1-800-700-1134. 1-800-700-1134.
Hey everyone, Larry North here for ViaScan. ViaScan is the most advanced scan you can actually do for the body in the world, and the only one in Texas. ViaScan does body scans, heart scans, lung scans, virtual colonoscopy, and much more. The best part is it's all non-invasive. Their mission is to provide you with the most advanced technology, support, and education to empower you to improve your health. Call ViaScan today, 1-800-585-2702, or better yet, go to the website 123bodyscan.com.
If you're retired or retiring soon, you may be worrying if you have enough money to retire on. Where will your income come from? What can you do to maximize Social Security benefits? Do you have the best retirement plan for your situation? If these thoughts sound familiar or you have more, don't miss this free Money Matters Retirement Seminar. Choose 1 p.m. Saturday, March 25th in the Money Matters building in Plano, or 7 p.m. Tuesday, March 28th, Hilton Garden Inn, Arlington. Reserve now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net, or call 800-994-0302.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. I was peacefully minding my own business and ran across a feminist glossary of important terms and terminology. Let's see. A patriarchy is a hierarchical structured society in which men have more power. Sexism, the idea that women are inferior to men. Yeah. Misogyny, hatred of women. Misandry, hatred of men. Hostile sexism, the one most people think about, openly insulting, objectifying, and degrading women. Benevolent sexism, less obvious. It seems kind of a compliment, even though it's rooted in men's feelings of superiority. It's when they say women are worthy of their protection off the sinking boat first, or that they are more nurturing than men, therefore they should raise children. It's restrictive. Internalized sexism, when the belief in women's inferiority becomes part of one's own worldview and self-concept. Now that's women's studies all day right there, boy. I tell you what. Let's see. Then it gets into some really crazy things, and I'll just leave those alone. But I just thought maybe I'd broaden your vocabulary just a little bit in case you're speaking to a feminist like Rachel Maddow or somebody like that at some point. Just trying to help as best I can. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Stifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. Associate producer is Abby Stifer. I'm John David Wells. Have a great day. I'll see you again tomorrow for another edition of the Wells Report.
Fellow Americans, the time is now to protect your retirement accounts with physical gold.
If you currently have a 401k, IRA, or other
It is?
type of retirement account, then listen closely to this special announcement from GSI Exchange. The current political climate is creating more gridlock, uncertainty, and instability for global markets and the continued slow death of the U.S. dollar. Call GSI Exchange now at 800-909-1394 to receive our new special edition Gold and Silver Investment Guide. Learn how converting your IRA and 401k to physical gold can help you save your retirement and put you in control of your future instead of the banks. GSI is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Call GSI Exchange now at 800-909-1394. Find out how you can get $1,500 in free gold or silver delivered directly to your home with your qualified transfer. Call 800-909-1394. 800-909-1394.
If you've been suffering from brain fog, the inability to lose weight no matter how hard you try, or a loss of vital energy, you should attend a consequential free seminar by pharmacist Lark Scarborough Swafford. You will learn about the complexities of thyroid dysfunction and what you can do to improve your thyroid health naturally. The seminar will be in Dallas on April 4th from 7:15 to 9 p.m. Call 214-349-8000 today to reserve your seat. Space is limited and filling up fast. Abrams Royal Pharmacy has been helping people improve their health for over 37 years. They provide proactive solutions for health and wellness to meet each patient's unique needs. Abrams Royal Pharmacy is located at 8220 Abrams Road in Dallas and 4909 West Park Boulevard in Plano. Call 214-349-8000 today to reserve your seat to the upcoming free thyroid seminar. That's 214-349-8000. Get healthy, stay healthy, naturally with Abrams Royal Pharmacy.
Dell says the things you just can't say to your friends, boss, kids, financial planner, spouse, or even the cat. Need him to deliver the message? Don't worry. Dell's past show archives are just a click away. Go to DellOnTheRadio.com and turn your speakers up for everyone to hear. Dell delivers his unconventional wisdom 24 hours a day at DellOnTheRadio.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. 2 federal judges have blocked President Trump's revised travel ban, and both say his campaign rhetoric about a Muslim ban are key to their rulings.
The judges also took into account comments made last month to Fox News by Trump policy advisor Stephen Miller, who said the new travel ban was fundamentally the same as the old travel ban.